This episode of Off My Shelf contains coarse language and adult conversation. Listener discretion is advised. My name is Tracy James, and welcome to Off My Shelf, a podcast about movies that are well off my shelf, where we go through my DVDs and talk about the movies in my collection. In this episode, Sean Archer and Adam Portogani joins me in talking about a movie based on an amusement park ride and a film notoriously known as the worst movie ever made, with Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, and Plan 9 from Outer Space. Welcome!
Thanks for having me back.
Thanks for coming on. And thank you for joining us for the first time, Adam.
Thanks for finally having me after asking for so long.
Sure.
Lies.
Yeah, it's totally my fault. It's not that you just couldn't pick a movie and we're trying to pick things that weren't off my shelf and being difficult about it.
In my defense, up to today, I'd only seen 5 movies. So now I've seen 7. So you can get me on for 2.5 more episodes, you know.
I don't know if I feel sore for you that these were the 2 movies that were added, or if I'm like okay with it.
Oh, girl, I cherry picked these. I was waiting.
You were
sitting there at JKL. Like, no, come on.
Let's get to it. I understand. I understand.
Exactly.
Wait. So why did you want to do these movies?
Number one, when we had discussed it on, I believe, New Year's Eve, I was about a third of a box of wine into all my conversations.
Only a third?
Only a third. And points 2, 3, and 4, I cannot remember. Probably because of point 1. But I had heard of Plan 9 from Outer Space from Seinfeld, obviously.
Okay.
And I had once gotten sick on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disney as a 6-year-old. So I figured this makes sense.
This all goes together. Sean, do you know what episode of Seinfeld this was on?
No, I don't. I'm kind of spotty with Seinfeld.
It's a Chinese restaurant. That's why they're trying to rush to eat to go see the movie.
Oh, it wasn't Plan 1 through 8. It was 9. The one that worked.
I have seen that episode, so yeah, I have seen it.
Yeah.
I just forgot.
The funny thing is, the reason why I have it on my shelf is that, yes, I did see that episode. I knew about Plan 9 from Outer Space, but it was not until the episode Hollywood AD of The X-Files when Mulder said he'd seen it 42 times. And I was like, well, now I got to watch it. And then I got the movie.
Does Mulder like it or hate it? I can't remember.
No, he likes it. It's one of his favorite movies. He's watched it 42 times. And Scully thinks that's really sad. So
she's not wrong.
Yeah. She is not wrong at all. Because
Scully's never wrong.
No, I have officially watched this movie twice now, and I just don't know.
This is my fifth to 8th viewing. I've seen this a bunch of times.
I tried it.
So I do love watching it, but then like 20 minutes in, the clunky dialogue and the scenes go on and just drag.
How dare you?
And I always forget that every time I watch it.
I've watched
and it becomes a bit of a slog, and there's a few scenes and it's great again, but yeah, it's tough to get through.
Like, I don't think anyone's watching this movie in the last 60 years thinking that this is going to be a banger. but holy smokes, it is just something else. Yeah. It's a movie, and I think we could call it that.
Can you though? Like I was watching it, I was I don't even know if I can call this a movie, to be honest.
Well,
agreed.
I have to ask you this. So this podcast is called Off My Shelf. They released this on DVD.
They did. They really, really did.
I used this on DVD.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. Okay, so there is actually a connection with these 2 movies, of course, because it's Johnny Depp, because he plays Captain Jack Sparrow, and he also was in the movie Ed Wood, where he plays Wood, who's the writer director of this movie.
That's why I love this movie, because
was this movie written or did it just happen?
Well, according to the movie Ed Wood, He notoriously wrote like 3 pages and would show up on set, and then he would always just do 1 take of every scene and just be like, and we're next, and he'd finish a movie in like a day and a half.
Yeah.
So written is probably a strong word. I don't know.
So the stories I was looking up on this as I was watching it, because the only way I could follow the plot was actually having to read it, because
Okay.
well, like, there is
very strong words you're using right now, and you need to calm down.
Look at this fancy college boy and his big words.
The series of events that were ostensibly shown on video or camera that we probably saw.
Okay, yep. That's acceptable.
So like the story that I was reading online was that Bela Lugosi, who was like a friend of Ed Wood and who had been, you know, obviously
in many of his movies.
Exactly. And you know, Dracula, which is why it's listeners, I'm putting the cape over my mouth right now as I do that.
Thank you for the description.
That guy was a dentist, I think, or oral hygienist or something.
The chiropractor of
chiropractor.
Bela Lugosi's wife's chiropractor.
My bad.
So Bela Lugosi died like 2 years before this movie was released in 1957. So he died in 55.
Yeah.
And essentially, like, for whatever reason, Ed Wood had like just clips and shots of Bela Lugosi because he was planning like 2 or 3 movies, and they was just gonna like put them in. So Bela Lugosi dies, and it's like, oh, I have these photos of him walking here. Let's make that a movie.
Yeah, picking a flower.
And then we got this.
And he got a few shots of him in the cape.
Yes. And that they couldn't explain away. And I don't think they actually ever did.
Now, that could have been from another movie, maybe. I don't know.
No, like, it was like he was visiting what's the wrestler guy, Tor Miller.
The American cop with the very thick Eastern European accent.
Yes. Yep. Who is not Kingpin and Daredevil, by the way. I had to look that up because that was 8 years ago, not 65.
Who was the vampire? Who was like Vampira?
Vampira was Vampira.
Yeah, that's who she is.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I thought it was a.
And
she must be the original.
And we call you gay. Come on.
Oh my
Archer.
God. Really? Come on.
Doesn't know Vampira.
Oh my God. She's a sexual icon. What are you talking about?
She was Elvira before Elvira was Elvira.
Elvira, yeah.
Yeah, all
right. And saying it out loud, I realized how much Elvira's character is ripped off of Vampira.
Yeah. Well, she must be the original.
Yeah. That's literally it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What a trip.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, like, it's one of, like, it's bad. It's considered one of the worst movies ever made. Fine. And then you sit and you watch it. I'm like, it can't be that bad. I can get through this. And then the opening scene happens. You're like, oh, it's worse. Okay. Can I do this? I don't even know.
Yeah. Like I said, like I watched it over 5 days. It's a 78-minute movie.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. There's some really funny scenes in it.
It took like 5 days to get through it. Just like I just had no idea what the fuck was happening the entire time.
Well, that's the thing. One of my notes is like, what is the plan? Like, what? I don't understand what plan.
To steal the bodies. Because
the bodies are going to help them commit the plan, I think, or execute the plan.
Yeah,
that's why they're raising the dead.
No, but wasn't it to make people
to do what? I don't know.
That the aliens were there? And my question is, why bring people back from the dead? How is bringing people back from the dead supposed to make people of Earth believe in aliens? Like,
yeah.
See, if I thought, sorry. No, you go ahead, because I have no idea what I'm talking about. So you should probably go ahead.
So I think what the alien at the end said, the one who's like, "You stupid humans," or what did he say?
Humans on Earth are idiots.
Yes, he's so funny. But I think he says he tried to contact Earth many times, and
wrong number,
and they would, we wouldn't listen, or I don't know, because we're fighting amongst ourselves, blah blah blah, and I think because of that, they think we're going to destroy the universe by creating some weapon.
So
You know?
what
It's something
you're
that's gonna blow up the sunlight or something.
Yeah, like he explains it like a plasma thing is going to come from the sun. I don't know. It was so stupid.
No, it was a
It was all
gas
gibberish.
tank and like a ball, and the
Yeah.
gas and from the tank is the sunlight, and we're gonna set the earth on fire like the sunlight, and then that's gonna go back to the sun, which is the gas can, and everything that touches is the universe, and it's going to end.
Yeah, aliens using gas can as a reference, when they're talking about super weapons.
So what you two are saying that this is actually a scathing indictment of the American military-industrial complex, and
Yes.
kind of harkens back to Eisenhower's farewell speech about Pax Americana.
Agreed. Yes.
And therefore, this is actually a very important movie that depicts, at the time, current events and concerns about escalating military tensions in a Cold War setting.
I
Or
think
was it
that's one
fucking
of
garbage?
I think that's one of the reasons why the movie has survived for so long. It hasn't died. It hasn't been, put
It
under
literally
a rug.
died. It did until Cameron talked about how shitty it was, and then someone thought 40 years ago, hey, let's re-release it for camp value. Rocky Horror Picture Show, like that was super popular at the time when this got re-released.
Yeah.
True.
It's schlock. Like
I've sadly never
best
seen this
level.
in theaters. I think with an audience, the boring parts.
You were not born yet. So.
There's probably in Toronto they played at the Royale or the Cinema Toby. Oh, sorry, friends of ours love. The Review. They'd probably play it there.
Yeah. I don't
that's
like.
the Review.
I honestly, unless I'm there with like a big group or something, I don't think I could sit in a theater and watch this movie.
No, if there was alcohol involved, I think it'd be fun. With a group.
You just described every activity in life, but yeah,
in a movie.
Golfing, driving,
walking, reading,
working,
exercising,
breathing, funerals, weddings,
alcohol. Yes.
alcohol. Yeah.
As Homer Simpson once said, it's the cause of and solution to all of life's problems. It's the greatest thing. It's so true.
Testify.
But I don't know. This movie is just it's one of those things that I don't think will ever disappear because it's a certain type of film artifact that leads to the wondrousness of like Hollywood and stuff.
Yeah.
And innovations of to how things are made. Like, I mean, Ed Wood is a man who had budgets of like, $50, and he made flying spaceships and had Bela Lugosi in his movies and had costumes and had people driving, and he got movies played in like theaters. Okay. It's innovation. It's putting something out there. He got like stock footage of military people blowing shit up, have the dude on the side. Like,
oh, I love the general just looking at the battle with his binoculars, looking at the sky.
Are you talking about Colonel Edwards, who's in charge of saucer field activities?
Yeah.
Well, you don't start at saucer field activities. You actually work your way up. Right? Sometimes it's unidentified light activities, and then you do a 2-year associate's degree at a local community college, and then eventually, with time, you get to go to DC and stare at stock footage through binoculars. So, if you're lucky, and then somehow have to go to Hollywood.
Somehow, yes, just in some way.
And not to jump ahead, but that was not Hollywood. That was just like a house and a dirt field with a cemetery, right? Like, why was that?
But honestly, it probably was. It was probably near Hollywood, or.
Well, no, there was like the scene where like the 3 spaceships were flying all over the place, and they showed like the NBC building and the CBS building.
Again,
it was actually filmed in Hollywood. He did actually do those things.
Yeah.
But as a plot point,
that's all on a soundstage, probably.
Yeah.
But as a plot point, because they kept mentioning like, "Do you want to go to Hollywood?" And I was like, "This is getting kind of dirty. I like it."
Now I'm in.
Here's my couch.
Yeah, exactly. Those young, naive aliens just trying to make it big.
They're like, "Look, this is the only place where I could be a star."
Oh, speaking of which, did I miss Fame? Have you already done that one?
Tracy is not a gay man. She does not have fame.
We are not doing fame. I'm sorry. No.
It's this bad. Actually, no, there's music, so it's a little bit better.
No, the only song that is good in Fame is the song Fame.
I'm gonna live forever.
That's it. And after that, you can walk away. You don't need anything else from that movie.
As a gay man, I had to relinquish my membership for 2 years because I used to get Fame and Rent mixed up. Yeah.
So
you got to give up that
Which
card.
one is Fame?
Fame is it's arts high school and everyone's just stupid, and then Rent is New York City as well. No one can afford shit.
Yeah,
and everyone's stupid. So it's a little. There's similarities, and 4 letters, and
My problem with this movie, though, Plan 9, is I don't even have things to say about it because you can't understand the movie without seeing the movie. But I also don't want to encourage people to see the movie because it's a waste of time.
It maybe encourage people to watch it on YouTube, like the funny clips, like the cop, he's standing there just scratching his head with his gun. The same cop running away from the monster who's slowly walking at it, and he hits a gravestone and it just falls right over, and you can tell it's cardboard.
Or for the 90 seconds it was randomly in color and went right back to black and white for no explanation.
Not
I see a weird version of this in my YouTube one.
Not in my DVD one. I don't know.
It was it was cut you get what you pay for. It was free. But okay, never mind then.
Well, maybe it was part of the aliens' plan to be like Pleasantville for a second or something.
On Tubi, it was there was a version in color. I mean, that's how I watched it.
It wasn't a version. It was it's like they lost all of their footage and just scotch taped 90 seconds of film and color onto the rest of the movie. It was a choice, as they say.
All right. I don't know.
And I think, Archer, you touched on the cockpit scene.
Oh, my God. That is the worst cockpit of an airplane I've ever seen.
I don't want to ruin the magic of Hollywood movie.
I know, but they didn't even...
I don't think that was filmed in an airplane. I don't.
They didn't even make it look like it was clearly just a room with a door, and they didn't even.
Yeah, and 2 weird cardboard things in front of them.
Yeah, that did not even look like a wheel.
Yeah, and then when the
not a wheel, but
the aircraft quote unquote shook and they grabbed onto it.
Yeah,
they were just
the photon torpedoes.
Captain of Aviation Maneuvers. The Klingons are on our 6.
Well, why did I guess no, it's the 50s. I'm going to say stewardess because, why was it so difficult for her to open that curtain and walk through? It took her 3 or 4 minutes to get her lines out. She was she lost?
I mean,
again, she's actually an actress.
I don't think any of them were except for the 4 of them, and 3 of those 4 people did not have actual speaking lines in this movie.
That is true. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was smart of him.
Well, because he did used to just be like, "Hey, you want to be in a scene? Come here," and blah. Yeah. Stuff would happen. I don't know.
And stuff did happen. So he was right.
He was right. He was right. Yeah.
He was a genius.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's better than Andy Warhol and before Andy Warhol. So I think
that's an interesting comparison.
Yeah.
I've never seen Ed Wood paint, so I'm going to trust
it. It has nothing to do with painting. It has to do with the creation of an art in such a way that it's so basic that people are awed by it.
That is my philosophy in life.
I don't know what to say. Yeah. Because I guess he is basic, but it's his art's beautiful. No, I don't really understand art. So
who are we talking about? Warhol or
Warhol?
Okay, Warhol legit sold paintings while he was alive for millions of dollars. Ed Wood, I think this was the upper. Actually, that wasn't the upper peak.
Yeah, but first of all, being able to sell art for a lot of money does not make you a prolific artist. Because there's lots of artists who died way before they made money on their art. So,
of course.
And that we are all like, oh my God, this is beautiful art.
No, but if you made money on the first picture, you can make the second one not look like shit. is my point.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that was not
He just made
Edward's
shit all his
goal.
life.
That was not his
Because he never
goal.
made money off this. Like,
He legitimately tried to make money off of it.
yeah.
But his goal, the problem with Ed Wood, his goal was never to make good movies. He just wanted to record something and have it on a big screen.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter how much it cost or how little effort he put into it. He's just like, I want to do it.
Yeah, and to a degree, he was like a B-list starfucker in that he just wanted to, he had video of Bela Lugosi, and then from there, I'm going to go tell Vampira that I have a Bela Lugosi's final film, and she's going to hop on board. And then the wrestler dude, whose name I can't remember.
Tor Johnson.
Tor Johnson, thank you. And then somehow like an actual like real actor, Gregory Walcott.
Is he the pilot? Is he
The pilot, yeah.
He's the pilot, yeah.
Like the one that actually like looked like he may have read the script before actually being filmed.
Or maybe he was the only one who was
seen it.
given actual like scripted lines or something. Yes.
Fair. Like, and then I just think he just heard these other three names that at the time would have been noteworthy. And
I mean, Bela Lugosi was still noteworthy, but he wasn't like a big name at the time.
No.
Well,
it was still an Ed Wood film, though. Like
I am going off Ed Wood. Sorry, I'm going off Ed Wood here, but if I remember correctly, Bela Lugosi's career really like near the last 20 years of his life was way downhill. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure Ed Wood, like, I think I remember reading something about like people saying he maybe manipulated him to like be in his movies. But I don't know. I mean, Tim Burton's Ed Wood made it look like it was a beautiful friendship. So I don't know.
It didn't.
Yes, it did. Like, they clearly liked each other a lot in the movie.
I will say that Bela Lugosi.
That's how I remember it.
Really went downhill after his death. But then 2 years later, he released this. So.
That's the magic of Hollywood, baby.
Wow. Wow. What, I mean, we saw Cocaine Bear the other day, and
yeah, we did.
Was it as stupid as it sounds? Because I kind of want to see it.
It was great. I am sorry. It was so good.
My criticism is the third act. It wasn't as funny as the first two.
I don't think.
I wish there was more humor, especially the last half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour.
I don't think there needed to be more humor in it, though. I think that was finally the time where the bear got to shine.
I know, but make it funny.
I feel that when you have a movie like Cocaine Bear and you have the first two acts being like wild and crazy, like, I don't know, a bear on cocaine, it's hard to bring it back in to wrap it up at the end.
Well, I don't know why I'm getting so into Cocaine Bear, but like the tone was off, like, to me for some of it. It focused on Carrie Russell and her daughter and her friend Felicity. A lot. Sorry, it focused on Felicity a lot. And I'm like, just get back to Cocaine Bear. I don't know.
I actually, this was one of the few times where I kind of liked that it went all over the place because you're not focusing on anybody. There was like 3 separate storylines. It was jumping all over the place. Fine. Yes.
So are you talking about Cocaine Bear or Plan 9 from Outer Space? Just to clarify.
Okay. I'm just gonna say this. If Ed Wood did Cocaine Bear, it would be horrendous.
Yeah, 12 people would have died.
But we'd still be talking about it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But,
well, the courts would.
I don't know. Elizabeth Banks did a great job, like, directing this. It was fantastic. Yeah. Like, there was these extremes in the movie where, like, the violence was so extreme, but the comedy was really extreme for a lot of it.
Yeah,
and it was just like you watch certain parts, you're just like, oh my god, and 3 seconds later, you're laughing your fucking ass off. So it kind of balanced itself out. It worked.
How high should I be going in on a scale of? Let's be honest, 8 to 10. Because
I don't know. I was completely sober when I watched it, and I loved it. And it was fantastic.
I was giggly, but I mean, the movie was funny.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
So, okay, maybe this is a good time to ask this question because I wrote this one down. I was like, I'll ask Tracy this question.
Oh, Adam's first time. He has questions. It's so adorable.
So cute.
Bitch, I'm taking it seriously.
You are. Thank you very much. Okay, Sean, learn. Okay,
And I'm
learn.
not that drunk yet.
How empty is that box of wine?
The bag's been liberated from the box. It's a adult Capri Sun now.
Boom.
Could Ed Wood be made? Not Ed Wood. Could Plan 9 from Outer Space be made now?
Oh, 100%.
Like, wait, what do you mean? Could it be made now? Anybody could make this movie.
Okay, so could it be made now and have a release and be actually released by a studio? Even under let me get this right.
I see what you're saying.
So you want somebody to remake this movie?
No, I absolutely don't. I think I want someone to unmake this movie.
He means a movie like in the spirit of it, like
but like no budget. If Ed Wood were to be transported to 2023, same circumstances, modern technology, contemporary actors or similar relationships as contemporary actors.
Yeah.
Could he, Ed Wood, pitch, create, and get finance for this movie?
Definitely.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
100%. I don't even think he needs to get that much funding. Get yourself a cell phone with like a 8K camera on it, which most of them do now. Walk around the street just filming shit, Birdemic style. Like you,
Birdemic
that shit is done. Okay, like Tommy Wiseau was essentially an Ed Wood, except he had less monsters in his movies that were like
and may have been a predator. But anyhow,
wait, who Ed Wood?
Tommy
Wiseau.
Oh, Tommy Wiseau. Oh, yeah, no, he definitely.
Yes. But yeah, no, this 100% could get made. But my question is, do you think there's somebody out there who would be willing to go to a major studio and be like, look, we need to remake this movie? And do you think that major studio would say yes?
For the same reason you said yes, I would say yes too. Because number one, there's a lot of rich, stupid people. I hope to be one day. I really do.
Yeah. They're also called producers.
Yes, they're called producers. No, it could even get made and have even a bit of a name attached to it to direct it, just like because they'll be like, hey, Spielberg, we'll give you all the funding to make Schindler's List 2, the Re-Schindlering, but you have to direct this.
Yeah. That's
probably a really offensive example.
Yes.
You might want to bleep that. Up to you.
No, that's staying in. That's staying in. What are you talking about?
Schindlering.
Well, whatever. But yeah.
No,
it should be called Son of Schindler.
The Revenge,
or something. Yeah.
Okay.
I just said in modern times, Adam.
I honestly think if they clarify what Plan 9 is, they actually write a script and they clarify what Plan 9 is, even if it's still bringing people back from the dead and whatever. But they're like, we're bringing people back from the dead for A, B, C, D. Well, it's a clear plan. Yes.
In all fairness, they did clarify what the plan was. It doesn't make sense as a plan.
Yeah.
It was determined under the circumstances. We need to get Earth's government's attention. Therefore,
we're going to focus on the graveyard
with these three old
California
people and this chick with huge tits. And that was Plan 9. So they already knew the other 8 weren't going to work, but there was a specific plan called 9.
But Vampira was the old man's wife who had died beforehand, and then the scene where he picks up the car leaving the house, and there's a voiceover and he's saying it's just these roses are the roses in her cheek that are now dead or whatever. He's
that's Bela Lugosi.
Never went back.
That's
Bela Lugosi. And
that was the making footage.
2 years before
sense, though. The only reason that scene was in there that explanation was in there to make sense of the flower picking scene.
Agreed.
That was filmed years before he died, and then I don't really think they ever did explain why he had a cape. But
they also
he's an old man in the 50s. They all had capes.
They also never explained why she was a weird vampire lady.
Why does she die and get to get 60 years off her corpse's life, and then Bela Lugosi still looks like a raisin that's been left in the sun. Like, it doesn't really make sense, right?
Look, that is a thing that happens in modern times in movies as well, okay?
It's
the man's always 55 and the woman's always like 20.
Exactly.
And by the time the woman's 25, she's playing like a grandmother in movies.
Oh yeah, so, like when Leonardo
she disappears for 15 years, 20 years.
Yeah.
Or like when James Bond is older than like the Bond girl's mother, or weird shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like the worst thing was when
do better, Hollywood.
When Jennifer Lawrence at like 24, 25 played Joy, which was like a middle-aged angry mother in like a movie. And I was like, how is she playing? Like, I'm happy she's getting work and whatever, but why are you casting her as a middle-aged mother? Like, that just seems weird. Like, it's you know, you never put George Clooney as like a middle-aged man. He's always like cool and whatever. Like, what? I don't know. It's upsetting to me. It's fine.
Hollywood is not great about certain things, mostly race, gender, age, disability. There's a list.
Sexuality, stereotypes.
No. They're great for that. Like, if you're playing a gay guy on a movie, you're gonna get an Oscar as a general rule.
Wait, no, but you have to be a straight guy playing a gay guy to get an Oscar. You can't be a gay guy playing a gay guy to get
Hollywood's not, so they're gonna hire gay guys. Come on.
Tracy and I saw a movie with the two gay guys in it yesterday, so.
Oh, I did.
Yeah,
yes.
I know Jonathan Groff is gay.
Is it a special theater?
No, it was not.
No,
how many quarters did it cost to see
we
it?
saw Knock at the Cabin.
Six.
6 quarters.
And it was a short film for you.
Well, Tracy, that was a lovely 3-4 minutes. Have a good time.
But like, I'm not done yet.
Bye.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, we saw Knock at the Cabin. And I was like, all right.
I've never heard of that.
It's the new M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong movie.
Shyamalama Ding Dong.
Yeah.
And it turns out they were all dead.
The entire time.
I don't want to sorry, spoilers for the audience if you haven't seen Signs, I want to say.
Sixth Sense.
So Adam, the twist in this movie was that water kills. Water kills the little boy ghost, who's also a mermaid and who lives at a hotel bed.
Who ages backwards.
Thank you.
Anyone could have predicted that.
Yeah.
What a twist.
Makes total sense.
You think it's medieval times, but it's actually modern time.
You guys just saved every listener like $13. Now they don't have to see this movie because they know.
And you think it's your grandparents, but it's actually serial killers who escaped from the local prison.
Wait, you actually did ruin that one. I hadn't seen that one yet.
Oh, fuck. Sorry.
And in Titanic, once you put in the second VHS tape, Tracy, boat fucking sinks. Right?
I still remember. I still remember when the movie Titanic actually came out, and people were just like, "Don't tell me the ending. Don't tell me the ending." I'm like, you know, the boat sinks, right? It's like 100 years old. What are you talking about? Like,
there was space on that fucking.
People are stupid.
It is not about the space on the board. It's about buoyancy.
Yeah.
I don't understand what is so hard to understand about that.
I just like when Jack just like looks at her and she's like, okay. And he's like, yeah, this bitch just killed me. He does like the nod.
He's a gentleman. He met her 3 days ago. And now...
she was still under 25. Of course he cared.
Are you sure she's under 25?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. That's the love of his life.
Yeah.
Yeah. She gave me a hand job. Oh, I'm going to marry this woman. I'm 20.
No. They full out boned in the
I know.
In their Studebaker.
It got all steamy and stuff.
Yeah. It's belies a mold problem in their car. If it steams up that much, they definitely need to get their windshield resealed, because in the winter there's going to be frost on the inside and it's going to be really hard to get the car going.
It was 1914, okay?
They had ice back then. They had ice back then.
Ice back then. They didn't have the vents that do like that blow against the windshield when you're driving, though.
I'm just saying, you had money to bring 4 Picasso paintings on your vacation across the ocean. Fix your fucking car.
Was that her car, or were they just in like the cargo holds?
they smushed in someone's car. But
Yeah,
that person, well, anyway, it's the same type of people that pay to put a car overseas, probably bring paintings.
I hope they left like a note, be like, sorry, here's like $20 to clean up the back seat or something.
They may have. James Cameron's submarine never found it.
Oh.
They bought down Blackblades and everything, but, you know.
Exactly. They found the photo of her tits, but not the note.
The ocean just couldn't destroy it.
They're like, nah, we got to keep this one. Jeez.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Kate, I just finished Mayor of Easttown.
Yeah.
It's so good. So
and
good.
She is so good in it. She's like a British actress playing a Pennsylvania cop in a small town, like in a suburb of
Tracy, have you not seen it?
And it's
I haven't watched it.
It's really, really well done. And if it makes it even more enticing to watch it, Jean motherfucking Smart.
Yeah, she's also great.
I didn't know she was in that.
Yeah, she's the mom. She's so funny.
She's in everything. We're on such a tangent right now.
I love.
Oh no, this is Tracy's podcast.
Hacks is so good.
Oh, Adam's so new.
Yeah. No, this is just how it works, Adam.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Because I have like 97 more points to go.
Okay. No. We can go back to it, Adam.
No. I'm kidding. I don't want to fuck up the focus. Some of these I was confused and maybe drunk when I wrote them down.
Okay. Continue.
Okay, so one thing I did write down. Okay, so there's a scene after Bela Lugosi's character dies in the film, and so he's like, there's a scene of the funeral, and the family, I guess, is coming out, and they're coming from a crypt, which is above ground.
Yeah,
and then someone makes
that cardboard house they built.
In the cardboard house that looked really, really accurate. And
but also, did you notice like 30 people came out of this like tiny?
Oh yeah. Honestly, I think if you flipped that around, it would just be the airplane cockpit.
Yeah, this was all on a soundstage.
Oh yeah,
of course.
No, okay.
A very crappy
again, you're using big words. There was no sound stage. Yeah. It was some guy's garage.
Actually, it was filmed on a soundstage called Quality Pictures Soundstage, which has to be against the law in terms of fair advertising.
Probably.
Wait, are you being serious? That was in the credits?
It was, yeah. Wikipedia. So anyway, so like a daughter or a female character asks another character, like, asks the question, why is he in a crypt and the wife is in the ground? And then the answer is like, oh, it's a family tradition. And then that's it.
No, wait, doesn't it have to do with like a superstition? Isn't that what he said?
Well, no, it's explained away, whether it's a superstition or a family tradition. You are writing into a script about why this doesn't make sense, and then not explaining it further. Just fucking change it. Like, you already know it's dumb.
But also,
somebody already built the set and they had to do it.
But also, they already had like the set for like the graveyard. So why couldn't they could have also just reused that thing instead? I assume
that this entire movie was built on first and second takes, and that's it.
No, it's Ed Wood. They're all first takes. What are you talking about?
And like they start like this podcast might have taken longer to produce than this fucking movie.
I'm gonna say yes.
To record even. Okay.
Definitely.
So you think that was it's like we built the box, it's here. Carl from Sets spent a lot of work on this, so let's put in the movie for him.
I wouldn't be surprised if they built it and there was somebody in the background was just like, hey, how come we're doing a crypt over here? Can we just bury them? And they're like, tell them it's a superstition. Okay, go. Done.
Okay. Actually, that makes me respect it a little bit more, your explanation. So.
Really?
Well, because you couldn't have gone down. So, yeah.
That is true. Yes, that is true. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. I agree with you. Yeah, I had a note about that crypt too. I was just like, how many people came out of that tiny crypt? I was just very confused. It was like a clown car. They just keep coming out. I was like, what's going on?
It was stairs to a lower level. They're just climbing upstairs probably.
But why not just like leave out the explanation for it? It's like you're telling the audience this is stupid and it doesn't make sense.
Agreed.
Just have them around his grave. You don't need to make it a crypt.
Or even if they were just like standing in the graveyard and be like, it's a sad day. It's fine. Like,
also,
I'm
why are they
acting.
like the old man? Like they never gave him a name. Like the narration is so.
well, the
annoying.
wife too. They didn't give the wife a name either.
I think it was the old man's wife.
No,
though.
it was like Fran Trent or something.
No,
Really?
that was the couple. That was like the pilot and like the wife.
Oh yeah.
That was that.
the wife.
Yeah.
Because as we all know, pilots are also military men all the time.
All the time. Yes.
They have
Well,
guns
in
in
59,
the
it would be,
cockpit.
and honestly, in 59, I
not
wouldn't be
anymore.
surprised because World War II is only 14 years earlier, and Korean
Only
War.
14? Only 14? Okay.
But I mean, yeah,
World War II was their first. Oh, sorry, their second Afghanistan war. It was so long ago. I don't know.
history.
History dates.
Yeah. Sean knows these things. I don't know these things. What episode did I do when you called me after you listened to it, yelling at me about?
No, I didn't yell.
This?
When have I ever yelled at you?
You were so excited about it. You're just like, how did you not know this?
No,
Here's this thing,
it was
and blah blah blah. I couldn't. Even
it was Indiana Jones 3. What was it? Last Crusade.
Yeah.
That's the best
think
one.
I think it was you and Mike were butchering World War II history, and I was just like, I was walking like at lunch and like,
That sounds about right. Yes.
but it's funny to me. I never yelled at you.
Yeah, not yelling. You were excitedly conversing about the topic.
That
Because
sounds
I
like me.
remember getting several text messages. And then I think we had like a game board day or whatever. And then you were like, okay, well, it happened in this year and this year, and we're talking about this battle and this would have happened, and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, okay, but
I'm sorry, I'm a nerd.
Stop the Nazis. It's fine.
I'm a nerd.
I was having a great time with it. It's great. Yes. I just like that people got excited about it. That's all that matters. Yeah.
The history books don't tell you the role that the Holy Grail played in the ending of the Third Reich.
Exactly. It
Hashtag
melted all their
conspiracy.
faces.
All their faces and made them age terribly and rapidly and threw blonde chicks just down holes.
Yeah.
Just right down.
Where
Just
she
right down.
belongs.
Yeah, sorry. That's why you don't have
Not
sex with
Ingrid,
the dad
I think.
and the son in the same week.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Exactly.
she showed up in something recently, and she's like obviously an older lady now. And then when someone pointed out
She's
to me,
like 48.
it blew my mind. Crap, I should IMDb this. But yeah, we'll come back to this.
Ilse Schlinger.
Yeah, she was in something very recently.
I got it. I now I have to find it. Hold on. Give me
Yeah,
one second.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you just cut down.
Why are you doing this to me?
I
Why are you
know.
making me Google?
It might have been you. Like it might have been a Star Wars thing. It might have been
She was in A View to a Kill?
it wasn't that.
She was in RRR?
Yeah, oh, that's what it is. Yes, actually, weird. Yeah. Sorry,
What?
so
Oh, do you mean A View to Kill, the Bond movie?
The Bond movie. Yes.
Oh.
She was one of the Bond girls.
Yeah. No,
I always get them mixed
RRR,
up because
she's the evil British wife.
She was in The Walking Dead?
in
Yeah,
all fairness,
she's not lost.
everyone is
Oh, no,
in
that- no,
Walking
sorry.
Dead.
Sorry, that says Waking Dead. Sorry, it's
Oh.
Waking Dead. Never mind. Completely
Less fun.
different.
Yeah.
Ignore me. Yes.
Different-
Less fun.
Or TV series. Yeah.
She's also in a TV miniseries called Selling Hitler. Apparently, she's into the
Oh,
Nazis.
it's amazing.
In all fairness, she is a
They
German
they
actress.
really sell the hell out of Hitler.
She's gonna get typecast. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm not saying it's right.
I mean, a lot of German actors really do.
Yeah.
There's one I can't think of his name, but he always shows up, and I love him.
Christopher Waltz is like essentially a Nazi in everything.
He's just a good bad. He's just a good bad guy.
But he's also a good
He's a good
guy
Nazi.
as well.
Yeah. Terrible painter though. Unlike no, I'll stop. I stopped.
I don't know. So there was a TV show called Preacher. It's been off the air for a few years now. And Hitler is one of the characters in it. And the thing that really upset me about
really?
this show- yeah, Hitler's one of the characters. He comes in like the second season or third season because you go to hell and you meet Hitler. And the worst part is that like for like the first like 3 episodes, you're just like, oh fuck, I feel bad for Hitler. And you're like, they make him so pathetic and so sad. And then, of course, later on, he becomes like Hitler because he comes back to Earth or whatever. He becomes Hitler. And you're just like, but at first I was just like, how the fuck are they making me feel bad for Hitler? Like, this is not acceptable. And their version of hell, of course, is so a lot of versions of hell and things is that you just relive your worst moment in your life over and over. And his worst moment in his life was getting rejected from art school. And it's just over and over and over again. It's just like, you're like, oh poor Hitler. And but the thing is, like, the art critics that are like judging his art are like real like bitches about it. They're just like, oh, you think you have such good artwork.
So you're allowed to do voices and I can't? Okay.
Yes. I have a new rule. Tracy has to be German the rest of the podcast.
Oh yeah, I'm in. And Archer, you
so boring.
Archer, you could be a black
German.
woman.
Yes, you be the black lady. Sassy black lady. Go right ahead.
Hi, I'm a black lady. There you go. Done. Nailed it.
Yeah. I bet.
Oh my god. Yes. Woo. Okay.
Getting Tracy canceled.
Getting me canceled.
And it wasn't even me. Yeah.
It was totally me. Yes, it was totally. I started this. Yes. It's fine.
The first mistake you made was starting a podcast. And from there, it was only about
second mistake. Being friends with us.
Yeah.
Oh, makes so much sense. I think that frustrated me the most about this movie is the fact that every scene in the movie was a different time of day, even if it was the same. Like, somebody's going from here to here and they're like driving their car, they like turn a corner, it's night, and they turn another corner and it's day, and I was just like, no, like, come on.
When the I think the first two deaths are the two guys in the cemetery, like I guess they're maintenance or groundskeepers or whatever.
The gravediggers.
And gravediggers, sorry. And they are clearly in mid-afternoon, maybe late afternoon. And then when Vampira shows up, just completely darkness behind her.
Yep.
Because I don't think she's outside. They're outside or on a set, and she's on a different set. Like, it's completely so funny.
Wasn't that like a not uncommon thing, like especially during like 40s, 50s, and early 60s? Black and white cinematography, because like you could only actually film during the day because black and white at night is just black.
That is fine. I just need a consistency. That's all I'm looking for.
Well, yeah, this is my argument about, script or plot. We also did not get that. So are we just splitting hairs now?
You're being loose and fast with script and plot right now.
Yeah, well.
What did I say with their fancy schoolboy words? Like,
hey, okay, if you don't know what a script is, if you look in the the cockpit scene, it's what's on the guy's lap that is clearly in the shot.
Wait, are you kidding?
Dude, it's like famously like and there's a story behind it. There's a story behind it that actually makes it a little bit less egregious, but anywho. Yeah. And by plot, fine. The thing that was filmed in the order that it was filmed in this case. Because I really honestly don't think they actually like shot it like a movie. I feel like they went back to that cockpit scene 4 times to film it in the order it happened in the movie.
That's totally possible. That's totally possible.
So like famously, if you like look on the Wikipedia page, which honestly I had to use to understand what the fuck was happening in that movie.
Tracy, he did homework too.
Oh, that's so
cute. It wasn't homework. It was to understand what I was watching. Like, I don't understand how a 78-minute plot about alien grave robbers somehow confused me, but it did. To a degree that required research.
Everyone.
Yeah.
There's literally a section on like Wikipedia about like the cockpit.
What is the guy saying in the opening scene and the end scene?
It's the Great Cresswell.
It's complete like gobbledygook.
Well, he's the one retelling the events that happen in the movie, right? Because.
But why? Who are we? What
apparently,
are we?
What was
because he was a friend of Ed Wood.
Yeah.
Like, you won't believe this, but it happened. This is portent of the things in the future. I am the great Cresswell. Blah.
And knowledge for the future, because the future is where we all are going to be living, I think is what he said. I was like, what?
Technically, he's not wrong.
He is not wrong. Yeah.
I wrote down this quote.
Prick.
Yeah, I wrote down this quote. I think he said, "There is a time to live, and there is a time to die." Like, what does that mean?
It was another one of the things of Mr. Ed Wood B-list star fucking, where he knew the great Criswell. It's like, hey, like I need to stretch this movie to 78 minutes. Can you get me 3 minutes of random dialogue?
Yeah,
seriously.
Like, does it need to make sense? What? No. Used to you.
Yeah. It really, like, I was watching it. I was just like, I'm sorry. Like, I sort of understood the motivations of the characters, but
to finish filming and get money.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they were really paid that much. I mean, like, they were paid a little bit even for that time period. Okay, so. Yeah.
We meet the general who recruits the pilot like in like 45 minutes with, I don't know, half an hour to go, or
it's less than that.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, anyways, like he's part of the team.
$200. I just looked that up.
But in 1959 bucks, that's like $6 million.
Yeah,
don't look it up. Just trust me. Just trust me.
It's like $2,000, you know. And she pretty much had to get her.
I mean, all she had to do was like walk with her hands out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and she wore her own dress.
People on the audio podcast can see us doing it, and we're nailing it.
Wait, time out. Is this being filmed? I need to know, because I should probably, like, gussy myself up.
Wait, the hair and makeup gal, Bev, didn't come by?
Didn't come. No, she didn't.
No, Bev is out. She's not SAG.
Oh, Tracy.
My God.
I gave Bev the wrong address for Adam. Crap.
I'm so sorry. Your neighbor is looking fabulous right now. I'm just going to let you know.
And by the way, the limo you sent, bullshit.
It had all the green M&Ms in there for you. Like, I don't understand what you want.
The green M&M's the slut M&M, I thought, or whatever the right is mad about. Oh
yeah, they gave one of them like sneakers, and they got all mad about it.
Oh no, green's the lesbian M&M, and the violet one's the slut M&M. It's so fucked up.
No, wasn't the brown one was like the business lady or whatever who looked like everybody's like, oh my God, she's naked. Or something. I don't know.
Aren't they all naked? Like,
yes.
Like,
but
they don't zoom in, so you can't tell. But I assume that, like,
you know, you just gotta crack the shell to let the things breed. That's
that's something offensive right there.
Where do you think Minnie M?
Tracy, we can't take you anywhere.
Tracy, you're grooming chocolate.
I am chocolate. Thank you for noticing. Yes.
So you can say that, but I can't. For some reason, as a white man, I can't say it. I don't get it. What?
You're like, I'm so confused.
I know. Based on, like, decency and, like, the last 20 years of, like, pop culture. Like, why can't I do this? Nah.
Only last 20 years of pop culture?
That's the last time I consumed pop culture.
Oh.
I'm still looking forward to the season finale of Friends.
Oh God, why?
That should be consistently not funny, like all the other seasons. So.
No. Friends was not a thing I got into.
Me either.
So we're just gonna skip it.
So many of my people I love, Friends.
We could do a new podcast on this because I have thoughts.
Like there's episodes I think are funny. The quiz episode, because Alicia loves it.
Would you find it funny if there was not that fucking canned laugh track just telling you it was funny? Because it's not.
There's lots of
No, there's lots of shows that are like that are still better.
Friends, I feel, is the most egregious. Like, it's funny, clap, clap, clap. Like,
2 Men and a Guy, or what was that called?
That's not a movie. Well, it's actually a movie on certain websites.
Sorry, what's one with Charlie Sheen and the guy from
Two and a Half Men.
2.5 Men. Thank you.
I almost gave up.
2 Men and a Guy. On NBC at 6 p.m. Right after the news.
.xxx.
Yeah. Or this ain't 2 Men. Anyways, never mind.
And
you guys are gross.
the U is closed over. It's actually an A. But anywho.
Wow. But yes, no, I didn't watch that show either, so I'm fine.
It's awful. And
Better than you.
they only made like 700 episodes of it. So.
Which always blew my mind every time I saw that there was like a new season. I'm like, why is this still on? Who's watching this show?
So many people, but you know who those people are? They're the people that are waiting for their flight to start boarding, and it's on the screen there. They're in the dentist's office, and they can't physically change the channel.
Well, that's the thing.
They're my relatives.
I have never physically met anybody who's ever watched that show. I don't.
Nobody?
I have
nobody. I don't know anybody who's watched that show.
Have.
Everybody has their own guilty pleasure show that is just like something
I have guilty leather
or whatever.
Too.
Guilty leather. Oh,
I have so much guilty leather. Oh no! It's because I stole it. Just to be clear, I shoplifted it, so that's why it's guilty.
But why is it all whips and chains? Like I don't.
Because the irony for if I was arrested, I could just plead that. You can plead irony, right? To get out of things that you've done that are clearly wrong. Right?
You can pleed irony.
You better get a hilarious judge.
No, officer, it's fine. It was funny. And then you're off the hook. Yeah.
Cleared. Go away. It's fine. Yes.
Yeah, dude. I'm a white man. It's like the 7th conviction I actually see inside jail.
Yeah, nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So Ed, do you have any more I saw your notebook and I saw lots of things.
I'm on page 2 of 36. I'm not going to give you all of them.
Okay, well, pick a good one.
My final question, at the end of the movie, so the entire, once they go up into the spaceship, which is conveniently a building now, by the way.
Wait, go up.
The ladder.
The ladder on a square, clearly a square building.
It's clearly a building, you're right.
Yes.
It looks like a bathroom in a park.
Ed Wood should have spent money on actual flying saucers. I don't know why I didn't. Anyway, so he goes up there and meets Martians who, again, I had to like watch on my 3rd time. I realized they're Martians and not just like other humans, because they're wearing no makeup.
They're wearing like spandex,
but no makeup. Like nope.
Mm-hmm.
And then so, like the whole thing is like, and then Tor Johnson, is holding Fran Trent. I didn't get the names.
The lady, yes,
the wife.
And like, so the threat is, let us do our plan where we eradicate humanity, or I'll kill your wife.
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Yeah, having the same.
Also, the aliens take his wife as a hostage. He's like, "We'll kill you," and then they're like, "All right, calm down." And they just stand there looking at him like everything,
But my question is,
sorry,
if you're gonna kill all of humanity, isn't the wife already kind of fucked? Like, there are no good options for her there.
Are you trying to sacrifice the wife here?
No, because it was she dies or she dies plus humanity.
Or you just walk in, punch out the aliens, set the spaceship on fire, get out, grab her from
after
Tor,
punching them, watch them twirl.
Everything works out. The aliens fly away on fire.
But the thing is, the mother, quote unquote, mothership, like the big ship that has like the Chancellor or whatever they call him, is still in outer space. This was just like their minion ship to do whatever.
And that is poorly explained by this movie. Like most of everything in this movie, including characters.
I'm sorry, there was explanations? There was
sorry. Okay, fine.
I think Adam saw a different movie than I did.
The reason why I think I understand the plot of this movie has nothing to do with any efforts that Ed Wood took. It's based on other people and the internet telling me what they think happened that I think makes sense based on the footage that he had of Bela Lugosi.
Gotcha. Yes.
Yeah.
So, that does explain a lot of your use of things like script and plot and storyline.
Yes.
Because and movie. Because I didn't get any of those things watching this. Okay. So
this happens this happened back after Bruce Lee died. I'm not gonna remember I wish Josh was on the podcast because he would know it off the top of his head. But someone used his likeness in another movie and spliced him in, and then they would use a stunt double who looked nothing like him.
There's a name for that. It's called fake shemping.
Isn't that
really? Oh, okay. Shemp of the Three Stooges died.
Three Stooges. Right? So Shemp like the third champ even,
Right.
died, and then like it was back in like the 40s or 50s, and I filmed like a million of these a year. So they were like halfway through so many of them, and it was like big financial commitment. So Shemp just drops dead. And like, where do we find a guy with a bowl cut who we don't need his face? The answer was everywhere. So you put that in. And so that's what happened with Bela Lugosi's wife's chiropractor.
Yeah. This is probably not the first time. It's just the worst example of it.
But do you know why it ended? Because again, the Screen Actors Guild got involved in a timely manner. 30 years later.
I see.
Back to the Future 2. Crispin Glover.
That's right, Crispin Glover. Yes, I heard about this. Yes,
Marty McFly's dad. Because so go ahead.
Yeah, no, because he wasn't getting what he thought he was the star of the first movie, and he thought he should get paid a shit ton of money. And so he refused to come back. So then they got like a quote unquote lookalike to be in it, and then he sued them for that. And
they got nothing, but they changed the rules.
They changed the rules, yeah.
So it's the actual industry term is a fake Shemp.
But it's crazy. Like they didn't use the actor's name. Like they didn't use Crispin Glover's name. They just used the character likeness.
Yeah, but like at the same time,
though, didn't show the dad very much. Like if I remember correctly, like
it's a lot of like the back of his head and also like dialogue that they have the rights to, like the audio dialogue they have the rights to that were taken from the first movie. They put in there. They cut it in.
Yeah, but it's usually only used like again with the Bela Lugosi example when an actor dies and like what are you gonna do? Yeah. But with the Back to the Future 2 thing, that was just a big fuck you. And the fuck you going both ways.
But because he was being an asshole, and then they were just like, well, you're going to be an asshole, and we're going to be an asshole. And then everybody's like, assholes together. Yay.
It ruined the film, though, not having a real Marty McFly's dad, whose name I can't remember. What was the character's name?
Mr. McFly. Come on, Adam.
No. He was trying to get him to fuck his mom in the first one. Come on. The plot's quite disturbing, and I'm not going to steal the entire...
So before I leave this page on IMDb, I think the movie you were thinking of, Sean, is Game of Death. Is it that one?
I think so. I'm sorry.
It's either Game of Death or Enter the Dragon.
Enter the Dragon's a real Bruce Lee movie, though.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah. So Enter the Dragon is Bruce Lee.
Yeah, that's
They also did this disgusting thing where they hired an actor and they called him Bruce Lie, Lei, I think, and they put him in movies. So people and then theaters would say Bruce Lee on the outside to fuck with people. They come in and then in the credits it says Bruce Lie. Like
bitch needed to get a 14-letter last name. That can't happen.
Filmmaking is so funny to me, and the shit they do.
Yeah, it's about making money and luring people in.
Yeah.
Wait, Tracy.
It's George McFly. Yeah,
George McFly.
George. Actually, I knew that. I think we all knew that.
We all knew that.
Well, did we? Because one of us had to Google it, and the other one of us said,
Am I the
Yes, you were. Because did you answer the question? No.
But you also didn't answer the question.
I asked the question.
Okay.
Sorry. To quote Whitney Houston, here are the receipts. Audience, feel free to roll back about 2 minutes to realize how correct I was. Thank you.
Indeed.
Audience, it might wreck your phone. I wouldn't risk it.
Worry about it. Yes, exactly. It's fine.
Just carry on with your life.
Let's face it, this whole episode's being redacted. So
just gonna be like beep, and then beep, Back to the Future. Beep.
Joining me today is Sean Archer and a beep machine.
He has his ability. He's like Captain Pike. He can only beep yes or no.
Yeah. One for yes, two for no.
Yes. Tracy, I'm proud of you finally having a beeper on.
Thanks. It's always been my dream.
Inclusion's important. Representation, right?
And Tracy, I tried really hard. I could not find a Star Trek actor in the next movie. Definitely not Plan 9.
There is definitely a Star Trek actor in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes, I love this. Okay, we'll play that game.
So, is this a thing?
Yes, this is the thing.
Especially when I'm on.
People always say it's my fault, but the guests always bring it up, and then they get mad that I talk about Star Trek. Except for Sean. Sean loves it when I talk about Star Trek. It's fine.
No shit.
Yeah, no, one of the actors in it has been in Enterprise, Next Generation, and Voyager, and Deep Space Nine.
I don't know.
I don't remember seeing Gates McFadden in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, she's not in it.
It's like a stuntman thing, is it?
No, it's a guy who's prominent in the movie. And when you see who it is, you're going to be like, "Oh my god!"
Okay, can you tell me the
Johnny Depp?
Right, can you tell me which character it is, and then I will not cheat. I'll think about it. I'll
raise your hand if you think.
Like what character in Pirates of the Caribbean he plays?
Yeah. And then we'll continue on. And I will not cheat.
He plays Pintel. That's not going to help you.
Who's Pintel?
Exactly. So you know the guy whose eye keeps falling out?
Yes.
Not him. His friend.
Okay,
so
yes.
So Office Guy is now part of Star Trek guy?
Yeah. No, he's in Star Trek apparently.
No, but like the guy whose eye falls out is from the Office, like the British Office.
The British The Office.
Oh, yes. You're right. Yeah. He is.
I actually didn't check him because I didn't.
Ooh, I'm not going to do very well here, Tracy. But
why would you?
I will think on it.
But
you said Voyager, Deep Space Nine, and Enterprise.
Yeah, the guy's name that I was telling you about is Lee Ehrenberg.
Okay,
that's his real name, and he was in two episodes of Enterprise, an episode of Voyager, an episode of Deep Space Nine, and an episode of Next Generation. Okay, yes, Adam.
Is he Hello Puppet?
Yes, he is.
Oh yeah, Hello Puppet.
Hello Puppet.
But who is he in Pirates?
Adam, I have a doll in my hand. Tell me where Lee Ehrenberg touched you. Okay, Tracy, I'm looking him up. Yeah, he played a lot of Ferengis.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I do know this dude. Yeah. Okay.
Did you see the Enterprise dude? Because the Enterprise dude is the guy who helps them stop the doomsday bomb or whatever going to Earth.
I might not know. I might not have seen that episode.
Yeah, I haven't watched that many episodes, and even I know that one.
I'm gonna out myself.
Enterprise this year, but like I haven't. I got big gaps in that show.
I have never seen an episode of Enterprise.
Yeah.
So wait, have you seen an episode of Star Trek in general?
Girl, we did a live stream of TNG. I have hot takes about the architecture of the Enterprise.
Adam, oh yeah, Adam loves the carpets, I believe.
I love TNG. I have seen other series.
Well, there's 12 series altogether, so
there is a lot.
12. Yeah, wow.
But much like the original series, most aren't good.
But even in the bad ones, there's fun stuff to find. They're always
true, but like there's just so much TV right now. Like, where do you guys Archer? You work, as I understand, 16 to 18 hours a week. Where do you have time to watch all this shit?
I watch one a week. Yeah. So, and I've been doing this for almost as long as I've been with Alicia, 6-7 years.
Yeah.
So I'm almost on Voyager, and then Enterprise would be the last of my.
This is confusing.
Sorry. I started on the original series, then I watched the animated series. That was quick. Then so I watched one a week.
Yeah, so he doesn't do show chronological order. He does
by time
of the show chronological order.
But do you watch one episode once and hey, I watched the episode, move on? Or do you not watch them 7 or 8 times in a row so you memorize them verbatim carve your script into your wrist with an X-Acto blade?
Well, I mean, sometimes I go back to ones I love, but
okay, well, that's
this journey. This journey that I'm doing, so stupid. I just want to be able to say I've seen every single Star Trek episode, and I'll know it. Once I'm done Enterprise, I know I've seen every single Star Trek episode.
So once you achieve this journey, do you regain your virginity, or how? Is there a
I can't wait till the next time with the wife.
Do we go to the top of a volcano in Hawaii and just push you into it.
This is not Joe versus the volcano. So just so you know, Sean, you have until April 29th next year to watch all of Star Trek.
Okay. On Netflix?
No, that's when the world's ending.
No, you just have until April 29th next year to watch all of Star Trek. Just letting you know.
You know, they're still making more.
Oh, sorry. You did the math.
Did the math? Math of what?
She
What are you talking about?
I'm so confused.
She did the math.
Next year,
Star Trek math.
Star Trek is going to be on the podcast. We're going to talk about all of it.
Oh,
Can I come for
bad?
Can I come for TNG episodes, but not the other ones? Because I don't care.
No, you can't. If you're going to show up, you're going to show up for all of them because we're doing 3 whole episodes.
I will come correct.
It's going to be intense. But yes. But I also have to start on my rewatching because I know like episodes of original series and Enterprise specifically, and of course Prodigy. I haven't watched all of them, so I need to make sure I watch all of those before I get on there. Yeah.
No.
I have never even heard of Star Trek Prodigy.
It's one of the new shows.
It's a kid's show.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to watch those.
Which is also essentially turning into a sequel to Voyager, essentially.
Which I'm enjoying. Like I really like the second season.
Yeah, the second season was way better than the first. The first season was brutal.
I liked Voyager
brutal,
so much, except for there were so many characters I fucking hated.
Like who?
Neelix. Honestly, the Doctor at a certain point, because he was just not helpful and not a doctor.
No.
It was like, and he was programmed to be an unhelpful asshole.
When he first shows up and he first gets turned on, he is straight just a doctor. Like, you turn him on, he's like, treat medical thing, turn me off. What the fuck do you want from me?
And that's the best version of the Doctor.
No, it's not.
The best version of the Doctor is Doctor Who.
Another thing I've never watched.
No, you would hate it so much, Adam.
Oh my god!
I don't think Tracy does.
It's a British television show.
I'm lucky our mutual friend Jess convinced me to watch it.
30 episodes. British TV.
Yeah, I know it's not for everyone. I rarely recommend it to people, like it, because I know most people wouldn't like it.
I've tried. I have definitely tried. This is something that's been around since I was a kid. Well, way before I was born, really. And then they brought it back and whatever. But every time that theme song plays, I'm just like, I'm out. I can't do this.
That's right. It's
upsetting to me. Freaks me out.
The amount of time it takes just to consume all the things you're supposed to watch. Like, I haven't finished the fucking Sopranos yet, and that's been 20 years.
I haven't watched the Sopranos.
Adam, you can't complete video games you buy.
Well, because they get scary, okay? They're getting really scary.
No, you're talking about Control. You didn't finish Red Dead Redemption. You didn't finish Breath of the Wild. Such a great game.
Breath of the Wild got boring at the end.
So wrong.
I think that's one of the reasons why I stopped playing video games, because at a certain point I just get sick of them and I stop playing.
And at a certain point, like, you need to go outside because vitamin D and rickets.
But I will gladly stay inside and watch movies for like 20 hours. That's not a problem. But watching, like, playing a video game for 20 hours, I'm just like, but why? Like, it's enjoyable at a point, but yeah.
No, yeah, but that said, like, I could like just like sit down on a shitty, snowy or rainy day and play like Civ 6 or Warcraft for like
the amount
33 hours a day.
Yeah, the amount of hours we put into Civ 6.
That pandemic really showed
how dare you judge me, sir?
How much of losers we are.
Whatever. It's like sitting down reading a book, except we're not learning anything. What is that fun? I mean, I'm not sitting on books.
And being viciously mean to Ryan. But yeah.
No one knows who Ryan is, Adam.
Ryan's our friend who we are kind of mean to when we play video games, but he also deserves it, if that makes sense.
I don't agree, but
Chambers will tell you.
Anyways,
shit.
This is getting good. We just bring in random people. So Tracy, I went to the store
we're creating a universe.
Tony told me the funniest story. We haven't even talked about the Pirates of the Caribbean yet.
We have not. No.
Oh yeah. Wait, was I supposed to watch a second movie? Kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, this was the first time I watched that movie in easily, I don't know, 15 years or something.
Same here.
It's been so long. I also forgot how fucking long that movie is. It's so long.
Yes, fuck.
Well, my problem is there's so many sword fights with these ghosts or these the Black Pearl. And, none of them can die. I'm like,
yeah,
cut some of like. Yeah, they get repetitive. All the sword fights.
Well, I think my problem is, especially
it's a fun movie, though. I'm sorry. I gotta say, I haven't seen this like you in a long time. Mm-hmm. I had a good time with it. I remember loving it in theaters, and yeah, it's a fun movie.
The second act probably just literally could have been cut out of the movie and would have made just as much sense, and like we could have been done in 90 minutes as opposed to.
Yeah,
I'm a cynical movie watcher. What? This is fun and stupid. I liked it.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed watching the movie, and I did enjoy the fact that, like, Elizabeth Swann in the movie, she's not a damsel in distress like they kind of set her up to be at the beginning.
Yeah.
And so, yes. But she's just like, I'm taking charge of this fucking shit because I gotta save myself, I gotta save my friends, and y'all ain't helping. I'm gonna handle it. But she does quite a bit of it. But my problem is especially the last like fight sequence, like on the boat and stuff. Because Adam, you said like nobody can die. They mention they can't die, and the scene just keeps going. It's like 20 minutes long.
Did you call me Adam?
Like, no.
She was looking at the sexy one.
Adam.
But I mentioned it.
What the fight scenes were too long?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I thought Adam said the fight scenes were too long.
It doesn't matter.
Archer had a.
I was making a joke.
You white people look the same to me.
Damn. I'm telling Tucker Carlson. Goodbye, Tracy.
I don't like that man's face.
No, it's so punchable.
Like, to your point, Tracy, like so much of the movie, and it's fun, like cinematic, the choreography, like this had a budget as opposed to the previous movie, which cost about $13 to make. This one costs, I think, like $200 million.
Yeah.
And it's well done, and like smash, swords and shit. But there's no consequence to a lot of these fights because they're both fucking immortal. It's like,
well, the British soldier. I mean, I guess the British soldiers aren't. But
they're not.
And the movie shows that the British soldiers are expendable. But you know what also showed that? The Patriot, Mel Gibson. Just saying. Yeah, and they were bad in that movie.
I like
and not bumbling doofuses in this movie.
I'm going to tell you this right now. The budget was only $140 million.
Only? Oh, yeah. Like, like when you're like...
years ago, so...
Mm-hmm.
No, like,
so
when you
if I do my math, that's $3 billion now, Tracy.
You go to Costco and your partner's like,
thanks,
don't spend more than $120 million, and you're like, oops, I spent $160 million. But you have the rewards card, and so you get like $50 million back, and it kind of works out.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what happened.
Jerry Bruckheimer.
But I mean, this movie has mostly practical budget. Sets, and they look amazing.
Sets, yes, but isn't an entire plot of this movie how there's zombies or shit?
Well, I know. Sorry. I was just talking about the sets. Like, they look good. It looks like they're actually on a ship. Like, have you ever seen the movie Master and Commander? It is my favorite ship. It's
Russell Crowe.
I know what it is.
And Paul Bettany.
It's based on a book. Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. But that's my favorite naval movie of this era.
I have like 6 pages on this. I won't do it. I'll go through cherry picking.
So like I watch that movie once a year probably, and I hadn't watched this in 15, 20 years. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I appreciate a lot of it. Like it looks good.
It does look good. Yeah.
A lot of the nautical references are spot on, even though I don't really totally understand a lot of them.
Okay, so nautical's on water, Archer.
Yes,
it's the blue wobbly shit that the boat's floating.
Yes.
Okay, but yeah.
Well, you don't understand the pirate humor. Like I'm trying to.
That was fun. Like I think I even like the second one because it's about Davy Jones' locker, right?
Yeah, that's Mr. Octopus Face.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
And Davy Jones was famously in The Monkees.
Yeah, I think I saw the third one and then I stopped. And I was shocked when I logged on to Disney Plus to play the first one. There's 5 of them.
There's
I did
6 of them. I even think Disney was like, fuck it.
Whoa. Yeah, I have not seen...
There's 6 of them?
4 or 5.
There's 6. I only saw the first 3, and I'm going to be honest with you, I could not tell you the plot of the third one.
Which is the one where he meets his dad and it's a rock star, like it's or he's a rock star.
It's Keith Richards.
Is that 2 or 3?
That's 3, and like it's a nonsensical plot.
So I've seen 3 in theaters, and I
didn't. I think I've seen 2 of them then, because I don't remember seeing the Keith Richards one, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
it was just like a vanity cameo that had nothing to do with plot. Like,
and they dressed him up like Jack Sparrow, like with
in all fairness, Keith Richards might actually be who Jack Sparrow is based on.
I think that's why they hired him, because I think Johnny Depp had said like his sound and like his look is based on Keith Richards or something. I don't know.
And ironically, Johnny Depp has now subsequently turned into Jack Sparrow, and sometimes Willy Wonka.
But not
depending on the court situation. But yeah.
Oh, he's an asshole. Like, sorry.
He is not a great person.
Part of me hated watching this movie because I'm like, God damn, he's charming in this, but he's such a bad person.
But even removing the person that is Johnny Depp,
which I do with other, like with Mel Gibson when I watch Mad Max, or Road Warrior,
but
movies I love.
But every subsequent role, well, obviously in the ones that are not Pirates of the Caribbean, where it would make sense, he's still fucking Jack Sparrow.
But that's happened to several actors, though.
But it just feels like the most obvious and egregious with Johnny Depp for some reason.
No, I find Jeff Bridges has been the dude since he played the dude. Every single movie, he's the fucking dude.
Crazy Heart.
I disagree.
Maybe not Crazy Heart. Okay.
True Grit. I'm just going to top of my head.
He is very much the dude in True Grit.
Yeah, he actually is.
No,
he absolutely is. Don't get me wrong.
He's a drunkard. Wait, because
he's the dude with an Oscar in True Grit.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. I love True Grit. I think that movie is fantastic and deserves everything that it got. That is fine. But if you pay attention to his mannerisms and how he moves and stuff, it may be in the Wild West, but that man is the fucking dude. He could be the dude's ancestor. Like,
wait, what other movies are there?
He was Chris Pratt's dad.
He's super. I would never put Jeff Bridges in a pigeonhole. Like,
or even like he did like Tron 2 the Legacy or whatever. He was the fucking dude in that as well.
Fine. I'll give you that one, but I don't remember that one that well. Oh God, I do hate the new IMDb.
No, honestly, like one time he broke character was weirdly enough Iron Man 1.
Yes, he did break character.
Okay, so we've only named 3 or 4 movies that he has.
Because we can't differentiate them. That's the issue.
But there's a ton. You cannot. He's not like a Ryan Reynolds who's always the same character. And I like Ryan Reynolds. Come on, switch up a bit.
Well, he makes a good gin. We'll give him that.
Yes, he's there in the distillery and toiling away.
Yeah, I haven't had the gin.
Smashing gin fruit. Fucking origin comes from, but yeah.
Isn't it juniper berries?
It is the juniper berries. Yes, I did. And like stomping with his bare feet, like Lucy and Ethel.
Hopefully, he washed them first. It's great.
Honestly, the gays would buy it more if he didn't.
But like, just go on a workout, just sweat into it. Yeah,
exactly. Yes. Work that puss, as they say. Yes.
Listener discretion advised.
By the way,
let me just say it, Tracy. I didn't say
audience, before we started this podcast, I asked Tracy what the rules were, and she said to keep it mostly family friendly, which didn't.
I did not.
For obvious reasons, because it's stupid. But I promised I would swear twice.
Tracy's really going for that 12 and under demographic.
More than time. I remember when I first started the podcast, I think I lasted like 3 episodes where I was like, no swearing. And then I was like, fuck it. Disclaimer. It was just too much effort because, like, he was like, "Oh, and that was fucking shit." And I was like, "Oh wait, hold on. Oh no, that really sucked." And I'm like, "That's not the same passion."
That was poopy.
So sorry, back to the Jeff Bridges. So I scrolled through and we said most of them, but Seabiscuit, where he's the rich guy who wants to get his horse. He's not like
I never saw Seabiscuit.
a lot of the movies I hadn't seen.
That was renamed as okay.
I was really disappointed that BoJack Horseman wasn't hired as Seabiscuit, and then I was just like, I can't watch this.
He was Secretariat.
He should have been Seabiscuit.
No,
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Ask Tobey Maguire what he thinks about that. We're gonna,
but he could have been Warhorse as well. Like okay. He should have been. Well,
and I'm a guy that's like more horse. Like, yeah, thumbs up. Heroin's great, but let's just redo this podcast entirely as a BoJack Horseman introspective, because that's what I want to do now.
Oh my god!
No, well, okay.
Wait, when Tracy's done the alphabet, why couldn't she talk about, or both of you talk about BoJack?
Are you a BJ fan? Wow,
I quite enjoy it.
I am definitely a BoJack Horseman fan.
It is my favorite show since Arrested Development, also starring Will Arnett.
Also, I don't recommend that show to anybody because it destroys your fucking soul. And I was like, I can't do that to people.
BoJack or Arrested?
BoJack Horseman.
Yeah, because like Arrested's like fine.
Yeah.
Oh, the first 3 seasons.
Yes. But no, BoJack Horseman is a fantastic, beautifully animated, awesome voice.
Yes,
so well written.
Fucking I'm not an emotional person.
Best shows about addiction ever made.
Unless I'm drunk, because then I am. I would argue it's like the best show, like animated or otherwise, in the last 20 years.
Easily.
I'd put it up there with The Wire, Arrested Development, like Seinfeld, MASH, like in that zeitgeist of.
I absolutely agree with you.
Absolutely, and anyone that disagrees with me, I will stab them in the eye. I probably won't, because I don't have sharp knives. We don't sharpen, but.
But you could get a good spoon in there.
Yeah, you can still poke it out.
Grapefruit spoons, yes, absolutely. Because it's a it's a knife spoon. Yes. People are like sporks. Like, no, like why do the middleman? Knife spoon.
Yeah, because it cuts open the side of your mouth and you're left with a little.
Yeah, exactly. And then the citric acid of the grapefruit burns, and you hate life, which is the point of breakfast. Yes.
Wait, the point of breakfast isn't to hate life; it's to give you energy for your day.
And to pool the insides of your cheeks with blood, where you get the energy from, because you need iron.
Oh, that's true. Because iron helps us play.
Iron helps us play. Rod and Todd.
Rod and Todd. They're the greatest.
The futurely outed gay children of Ned and Maud Flanders.
My favorite Rod and Todd is from the same episode, but it's I've got the joy down in my heart.
Where?
That's a real church song, which I didn't realize till I got dragged to church. Which I can't remember.
What? Because if the devil doesn't like it, he can sit on a tap.
Ouch!
Drag church would be so much more fun.
Drag church would be great. I understand why it's not going to happen en masse a lot. Well, actually, honestly, like in Canada, the United Church will probably do that just to get their numbers up. But because if you've ever been to Pride, it's mostly churches, banks, and political parties. Just throwing off their floats.
Pretty corporate.
Yeah, it's everything's corporate now, because you got to appeal to the masses at a certain level, whether you believe in it or not. So
we have an ad with 2 men assembling IKEA furniture. We're progressive.
Scandal. Said some people.
But here's the thing about assembling IKEA furniture as a couple.
It breaks up the couple.
Exactly. Regardless of your orientation, fuck you. Fuck your favorite color. Fuck you.
You're not supposed. The thing is, one thing that people know, it's never go shopping at IKEA with your significant other. Never assemble IKEA.
That's not true. I go with Alicia all the time. It's fine. What are we going to fight about?
Everything.
I'm going to add a third thing. Costco on a weekend.
Oh, no. I don't do Costco in general. It's fine. I get other people with Costco cards to get me things from Costco. I don't go there.
I know. I myself am a Costco mule that does this.
Do you know who really loved Costco? Is Captain Jack Sparrow.
Archer has places to
Nailed it.
And with that beautiful segue.
I don't know where I was going with that. One of my first comments is Jack Sparrow makes quite an entrance.
He does.
Yeah, I said that too.
I'm on the right page. I didn't even do the first one.
No, everything he does is fantastical and fun, and it's fun to watch.
It is.
It's so true. I love the beginning when it's like he's like stealing the one ships for them to bring the other ship to him.
Yeah,
but they're like, he's the worst pirate ever. Then he gets the other ship.
Best pirate ever.
He's a fucking great pirate. Like
really
those idiots are like redcoat dummies that are gonna get murdered by Heath Ledger in like 5 years. So why we listen to that?
That is true. That is true. Yeah. Yeah. I did have a big problem with the Commandant wanting to marry Elizabeth. I thought that was gross.
The whole daddy-daughter shit is sorry, the dad.
No, it's the Commandant who wants to marry her, who is the captain of the ship when she's like 8 or whatever.
Oh, that's right. And so he's got to be 40. Like
he's in his like mid to late 40s.
Yeah, at best he's early 40s.
And she's like 19.
Actually, wait, no. Sorry. Back in the day, he's probably from a rich family. He could have been in his early 20s when she was. Oh no, it's still so gross. Never mind.
She's still like 10.
Yeah. Commandant makes it sound like it's a dessert. It's a Commodore.
No, they call him Commandant.
Commodore.
It is Commodore.
Is it Commodore?
Yeah.
Commandant sounds like Commodore and fondant were mixed together in socks.
I don't understand why you're getting at me about this.
Because I was like, I'm a Lionel Richie fan. I won't take discouragement.
Adam will catch you on like grammar mistake or that's just his way.
Yes. Yes. But I did find that whole thing creepy. I was like,
yes,
I was like, ew.
You know what? I didn't think of that till now. Yeah,
you're like her big brother. Like that's just creepy.
Just because the actor is the same age as Keira Knightley, you've already
no. I think Keira Knightley at the time was crazy young.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah. She was like 18 or 19 or.
Oh, why do they?
Yeah.
And was Orlando Bloom like 31 or 32 at the time?
No, I don't think he was that bad.
He's like 5 or 6 years older than her, which in Hollywood that's like essentially being younger. But
his career's almost done.
She was 18 when that movie was made.
Oh, really? Oh,
sorry,
there's so many booby shots or
did you say 16
shots.
No, she was 18 when that movie was made. Yeah.
Okay. No, if you want to get grossed out by this shit, Thora Birch in American Beauty was 16 and her actual titties were out. Because parents are allowed to sign up for that shit. It's gross.
Yeah.
Like another reason to cancel that movie, which was admittedly really good.
And Orlando Bloom was 26.
Okay, 8 years. Well, like they only have one kiss scene.
He was barely.
Yeah, but throughout the series, they like get married and all that kind of stuff.
0.7 DiCaprio's older. It's nothing.
Oh, the DiCaprio scale.
The DiCaprio scale. Yeah.
Oh, she's 24.
Oh, and
half your age, and it's 25.
And the guy who plays the Commodore, Jack Devington, was 30 years old when he played the role.
Oh, really? Okay, next actually not as old as I thought he was. He looked like
No, to me he looked.
But I think it was the stupid powdered wig that did it. But the character in the movie, I don't think was that young either. Like,
when I wear a powder wig, is it adding years? Is that what's
Sorry, Adam. We didn't have the heart to tell you.
Shit. I'm quitting law. Boom.
No more 18th century law.
I'm done.
Oh, no. Sorry. Don't our lawyers still do it, or they wear something stupid?
I think in Supreme Courts, courts of appeals.
I know in England they do.
Yeah, they do.
When you're a barrister.
So stupid. It's such a stupid custom that should die.
No, it's fun, but also it keeps wig makers in business, so it's contributing to the economy. True. So I have a question. Opening scene of the movie. A young Elizabeth Swann and her dad are crossing the Atlantic to the New World, and they come across the smoking remains of a ship and a young Will Turner on a Leonardo DiCaprio-esque raft.
Yeah, and he's by himself. That
And
is
he's
the key.
well, because he flipped it and sank Kate. But my question,
no, sorry. If you watch the deleted scenes, it was his sister he let leave.
whatever,
Yeah.
don't care. So my question is the captain of that first boat James Norton? Not to be white guy racist, is that the same actor? I couldn't.
Yes, that's why it's creepy because he's
Oh,
there as an
fuck,
adult.
yeah, that's mass.
And then he watches her. He's the captain,
shit.
whatever. Watches her grow up and is like, "We should get married."
I want to marry her.
I first laid
There's
on
no
her.
other white woman I want to marry on this
8,
island.
and I realized I want to hook up with her because she was.
But this
8.
shit happened all the time back then. Like,
No,
but it was filmed in 2003.
Yes, so it's different. But also, this still reminds me of. I know people talk about the love story of Celine Dion and her late husband and stuff. But there's been interviews with him, and he's like, I met her when she was 12, and I fell in love with her.
yeah,
And he waited for her to get old enough. And I was just like, that's disgusting.
Yeah, it's still creepy.
She had to pay for so many of his gambling debts. He had some kind of hold on her. We'll never understand.
Elizabeth Swan? Yeah.
No, whatever.
No,
No.
but it's
Captain Norton
he
was
groomed her, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Not ruined her, but like
No, not ruined, groomed her.
groomed. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Yes, an actual grooming, not like what people say it is now.
Yeah.
She gatesed him, or he gatesed her.
What?
Matt Gates. Yeah, I speak Adam.
Okay, there we go.
He's a shitty congressman.
I am not been elected to Congress yet. When I am, I will be a shitty one then. Just to be clear.
Like, I can't be a shitty congressman unless
he's
I'm
got
a
my vote.
congressman. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Ontario at large, the new district. Come at me, bro.
Yeah.
What's your next note, Adam?
Oh God, like you got time?
Yeah, pick one. Come on,
may I?
Yes.
Jeffrey Rush is such a good bad guy.
He's so good.
He is so good in this.
I hated him in the King's Speech. Like, fucking evil. I'm not kidding.
That monster or the piano movie he won the Oscar for. I can't remember it. But yeah, he is great. Like the one thing I remember about the first 3 movies are the bad guys are good.
It's Bill Nighy's the other one.
In the first 2 movies, the bad guys are good.
And the baddie from Deadwood, the bar owner.
Ian McShane.
Thank you. Yes.
Al Swidgen.
Al Swidgen, yes.
Ian McShane is a bad guy in one of these movies?
In it's got to be 3.
No. It's like 4 or 5. It's like one of the stupid ones.
I couldn't have seen that. No.
Bitch, you're standing in front of a computer right now. Google that shit.
I saw 4 and 5. I'll be so disappointed in myself.
It is.
I do have it up here right now. Okay, so let's see. In Dead Man's Chest, we got
Dead Men Tell No Tales. Jeffrey Rush.
It's still Bill Nighy in that one.
But he wasn't like the bad guy. Like obviously the third movie.
Well, he's Davy Jones, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
No. But Ian McShane wasn't. Ian McShane was Blackbeard. Edward Teach, right?
I don't remember.
I've been watching the.
Barbosa comes back in one of them.
Oh yeah. He's in the newer one.
Tracy, did you not watch past the first Pirates?
I only saw the first 2.
I made Adam watch all of them. Oh no!
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit! What have we done?
While we made love, Archie's going to tell you a harsh truth about how wrong he was about Ian McShane right now.
Sorry,
as you were.
I'm going to let you know he's in Pirates of the Caribbean on Strange Tides, which is number 12. I don't know which one this is. It came out in 2011. I don't know which number that is.
You had best come correct when you come for me, is what I'm trying to say.
It's the one with Penelope Cruz. Apparently, is in one.
It's pronounced Penelope.
Oh God, how many have I seen of them?
Way too many. How many do they keep making?
There's 5. You said 6. I thought it was 5.
There's 6, but I think like the 6th one was like no one who had ever seen water was ever involved in it.
I also got to give props to an actor who Tracy does not like, so I got to do this. I forgot Zoe Deschanel is in this movie.
Oh God, yeah. She showed up and I was like, "Why are you?"
She is in so many giant franchises.
Do you mean Zoe Saldana?
Zaldana.
When I say Deschanel, shit.
Okay, that was another point down.
Zoe Zaldana, thank you.
So was there an intention to make that into like a thing? Like even back then, like she was.
I don't think she's in the other one.
Somewhat known actress, like
in 2003. I don't think she was that big in 2003.
No, this is before Guardians. This is before Star Trek. This is before what's the other franchise she's in?
Avatar.
Avatar
was 2009.
So, but here's my question though: like she's clearly like a featured actress in the only other female speaking part of the movie. Let's be honest. And like, there's a whole like thing where like it's Jack's boat, and she slaps him, and like you stole my boat, and then later, and then at the end, she's gonna kill Keira Knightley to get the boat back, and then having seen the other subsequent movies. But nothing.
She was barely in it.
Well,
they were trying to build something, right? And
I'm going to tell you this right now. Before she was in that movie, she was in like the Britney Spears movie Crossroads.
That's right. How dare you besmirch that movie?
She was in Drumline, and then she was on Law and Order,
that being a fun
Center
movie.
Stage, Get Over It, and Snipes. I don't know what Snipes is.
Sorry. In my head, there is a television show called Law and Order Center Stage Get Over It, which I love.
Show ever.
Yes. Ever. No, but my point is like they clearly were setting this up to be like a character that was like gonna have a plot, and she was gonna have interactions, and like she had a motivation, so that's why she did this, that, and the other. And then halfway through the movie, it's like, she got cast somewhere else. Like, fuck it. Like, it just.
Yeah, because there's another. In the second movie, there's a different black lady, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, SAG rules, you can only have two. So.
Like, I honestly didn't recognize her at first.
I did.
The really shitty.
Oh, I know you did. You're like, enemy number one.
Yeah, but also I understand that this is a Caribbean island that has been taken over by like colonialism and white people and stuff. But it's still a Caribbean island, and there were very few black people. There was like one black pirate. There was one little black boy that randomly showed up in two scenes, and then there was like her, and I was like.
The only people of color in the movie were when they were on the pirate ships. If you're in the town, in the Caribbean,
like like I said, there was a little black boy.
Yeah, one there was.
Yeah, it was like the assistance of like the shipmaster, the harbor master. So like and like the shitty explanation to that is probably the fact that in 17th century Caribbean, I don't think black people would be invited to executions and
they wouldn't.
Hell no.
No, but
yeah. That's totally fucked up. Yeah, there's no.
Like it's like how westerns, completely, almost all westerns completely erased.
All cowboys.
How many black people?
Almost
all
cowboys were black.
Yeah, like there was.
It's wild.
Like the Lone Ranger apparently is famously like it was a black guy.
Exactly.
And they're like, no, he's a white guy now. And so. But yeah, like because even in like the governor's house and stuff, like the butler would be white, yes, but like the housemaid and stuff.
I highly doubt that. It would have been.
I think the governor. I'm not really sure how it would work, but I feel like it's like whoever was like contracted to work there, because even like 300 years ago, I imagine it was like fancy aristocracies, like the Eric Trump of 1700 would be like the butler of that house,
But all I'm saying is there were surprisingly no black people anywhere for this being in the Caribbean, or people who just had a really good tan. Even like
this happens a lot. I wish I could think of an example, but it'd be like, it's a movie in Japan. Let's make most of the white characters. Most of the characters white.
But back to Bruce Lee. Most of those movies.
Well, it's him fighting the
Pink Panther, like Kato, the Green Lantern, actually, and the Pink Panther both had Katos. Those are just white guys wearing black wigs. Like that wasn't great.
Yeah.
But the Green Hornet, Kato was the token Asian person. Everybody else
played by a white guy.
Like I can't argue with that. That is true. So it happens, and I don't accept it. I'll complain about it, but they exist. Done.
Yeah, This movie's what, 20 years old? Like 20, 25? I don't even know.
20. It came out in 2003.
Like effect wise and the CGI, it does age well, but like as Tracy was saying, like it's something that becomes glaring, especially like in a post 2020
that's
George
the
Floyd
problem
world.
with CGI. I can keep rewatching the movie The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing with Kurt Russell.
Is that based on the Addams Family hand that walks around?
No. I mean, it might be called that.
I know.
But that movie has people being ripped apart, and it's mostly puppets or animatronics, and it looks so good because
it's very visceral.
Because you don't see them very often. Like you don't see them like. Nowadays in movies, when you see a creature, it's got to like growl at you, and it looks awful. Yeah. Like even Cocaine Bear, which I did enjoy. Like the bear did not look that great.
There's a couple of scenes where it was fine.
And all fairness for the bear, he was on cocaine, so he wasn't doing great.
I know. I'm not expecting a real bear to like do like.
Yeah, like, when you give a real bear cocaine, they get skinny.
They got lazy and just went to CGI constantly, and that's what a lot of movies do. And movies where they use practical effects, to me, those will last the test of time. They'll look better if it's a good movie.
But honestly, with the way people are paid in Hollywood and to do these films, it's cheaper for them to do CGI than it has to rebuild something.
Agreed.
And that's why they do it. It's a cost cutting like thing. Yeah. Have a green screen. People do some stuff, and some guy in a dark room draws like a picture over it.
Yeah,
done.
There has to be a movie with practical effects that does really well, and like then they're like, oh, maybe we should use practical effects instead of CGI. Pay a little bit more money. I don't know.
Again, as I was watching this movie, I didn't obviously like I knew the plot before tonight, and I've seen it multiple times before. Like I didn't really think of it as like a CGI movie. Like I couldn't remember like obviously like
so many practical sets.
They
great.
Couldn't hire real zombies because they're expensive, obviously. Obviously, but like I remember like like when Jack Sparrow's boat sinking as he comes into port, and then he does the thing where he like hops and skips, and he's like on a pulley system, and he's back up top. Like that was a practical effect.
Yeah,
like, my favorite shot in the movie is when the other ship blows up. They have the timer, and William Turner, Orlando Bloom is stuck in the the hull, and it blows up, and there's a shot where Geoffrey Rush turns to the camera. I think that's practical. Like they actually blew up a ship in the water. And it looks so good. That could have been CGI'd in, but it was done really, really well, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I find even the CGI in this, especially especially the scene, which I complain is too long. Yes, but where they're fighting through the beams of moonlight and they're turning back and forth between like skeletal and human or whatever, it still looks really great.
Yeah.
It's like they took the time to do it right, and it looks fantastic.
Agreed. And it's also not the entire even scene. Like they cut back and forth to like real shots. Like it's not natural, but it looks like that it fits in with what's happening. It's not this display of like, hey, it's 2003 and we just discovered this button. I'm like,
exactly. Yeah.
Sorry, back to. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, like it's like they didn't. It's not like in the Matrix Reloaded and stuff where they like, no, we're gonna CGI everybody in this scene is gonna be CGI.
Yeah.
No, they had real people doing the fights, and then they CG'd the skeletons over the fight. So like it goes back between practical, like real people doing stuff, and the CGI bit, and how they melded together worked really well. So that was acceptable to me. It was good.
Yeah, like as I said earlier, I'm rewatching Voyager, and oh God, this is the late '90s, and some of the CGI is so bad.
Funny story about Captain Janeway. She eventually got arrested and went to prison. There's a whole show about it,
and became Russian instead of from Indiana.
Yeah. And then she did a bad dye job on her hair. It was so sad. So sad.
And a worse weave later.
I didn't get past season 2, so
it's so bad. Like the last...
here, so I stopped season 1, I think.
I have a question for both of you.
Yeah.
And this is a scale of 1 to 10 question.
Okay.
Orlando Bloom, on a scale of 1 to 4 out of 10, how do you find his acting?
He's just kind of boring.
He's fine. I give him like a 5 or a 6 top.
He's fine.
It was
of all the main actors, he is my
4
least favorite, least charismatic in this. He's so charismatic in Lord of the Rings, and this he's just meh.
Wait, I'm sorry. You're saying? I'm sorry.
No,
Legolas is charismatic.
Yeah. What he does with that character is
Legolas
great.
and Will Turner are the same fucking guy. One of them has a bow and the other one has a sword.
One thing about Orlando Bloom, and I think this may be one of the reasons why I don't remember the last thing I've seen him in, to be honest. But his career may have stalled because seeing him outside of something that is not a period piece or something, or like back in the day, just seems weird. It's like Kit Harington. It's the same thing. I don't want to see him wearing a suit. He needs to be in the Night's Watch, or he needs to be, murdering somebody in a castle or something or whatever. He cannot be. There was like an ad of him driving a car, and I was like, "This is wrong. What is happening? He's not acceptable."
He's a British man that sounds like he has a fake British accent, number one. Number two, he is more believable as a human while playing an elf than an actual fucking human. And also, he whisper talks. Why does he whisper talk?
Because he has
Elizabeth.
But that's like, also, okay.
If you're in love with someone, you abbreviate a fucking 4-syllable name. You call her Liz. Or be like, hey, Betty.
No.
Elizabeth, I've loved you since the day I met you.
I wear stupid hats.
That's creepy as shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Also, she stole from him the day she met him. Like,
and I'm sorry. Her father, Jonathan Pierce, is the governor of wherever they are.
I liked him.
He would have already.
Like acting wise, I liked him.
Oh yeah, he's a great actor. Yeah. But he would have already sold her off for not sold her off, but she would have already been betrothed to somebody.
Yeah, but he's clearly obsessed with her. So
he would not be okay with her ending up at the end with a pirate.
Yeah, that is true, but
there's no way.
I don't know conventions of 17th century Barbadian governorship, but
are they in Barbados?
Rich people do not want their daughters or sons to marry below their class. It was way worse then. It still exists today, right?
That's why Sean's parents are so pissed. Okay. I was like, to the audience, Sean is my husband. Archer is the other idiot on this podcast.
Yes, I'm a different Sean.
So there's Port Royal, which is in Nova Scotia, or there's Port Royal, which is a village in Jamaica.
I'm gonna guess Jamaica because I
think it's the Jamaica.
I haven't seen too many palm trees in Halifax, but
might be right. Let's see.
One thing that this movie did remind me of is my favorite TV and movie trope, where any type of impact on your head renders you immediately unconscious.
Oh yeah, and you wake up with no side effects.
You don't have CTE. You're fine. Like people are taking your vitals. Like,
and he woke up hours later. It wasn't like 10 minutes later.
Oh, I just had a lovely nap. I got a bump in my head.
I didn't cease brain function for hours. Like I don't.
If I whack somebody with a bat or like something like I don't know, like a pot, like in this movie, no, they're not going to just immediately fall asleep and everything is.
It happens to all three mains, and it's like, I have to think
Geoffrey Rush. Geoffrey Rush punches Keira Knightley at one point. I was like, yeah.
And then Orlando, what's his face, during the pillaging and the sacking of Port Royal, and
so that part I remember, mm-hmm.
And then Johnny Depp like every 4 minutes in the movie, really. But
he does get punched a lot. Yes.
Well, they made him a good pirate because he only ever shoots one person. He won't shoot people.
Mm-hmm.
He mostly just knocks them out or, makes them crazy escape that no one ever thought was possible.
Yeah. He's a pillager, but not like a, what is it?
Also a movie trope I kind of hate. He's a good pirate.
Well, you got to have somebody to root for or whatever.
I know, but
yeah.
And again, Johnny Depp's been playing the same character.
Pirates kill and murder people. They are not good people.
Yeah, they're not great. Like, ask Captain Phillips. I'm the captain now.
But as you can see with like Barbossa and all that kind of stuff, they're bad. But then at the end of the movie, like everybody on the Black Pearl was apparently like a quote unquote good pirate. I don't know.
Yeah,
but were they though? Because like
they have blood on their hands.
A lot of blood. Like within the movie that we see, like from The Office, like. That actor, Tobias, no, that's a different guy. The guy that like walks into the governor's office just like point blank shoots the guy opening the door. Like that guy just murdered a bitch.
Yeah, he just murdered a servant or maybe a slave.
So is he a good guy? Because in the subsequent movies, that they're like lovable, fun idiots.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not talking about them. Not them.
Sorry.
I'm talking about, so in the movie when like Jack Sparrow wants to get the Black Pearl back and they go to Tortuga group or whatever, and then at the end those people come back on the Black Pearl and he gets on the ship, but they're essentially pirates, but they're good pirates.
But they probably did similar things like on the previous expedition. Like pirates like were not good people. They often murdered people.
That's why pirates are scary.
It's true. Yeah, exactly. That's why they've named me stealing music online.
Pirated.
As Tartuga. Oh yeah, pirate. Yeah. Yes.
But it's true though. They kill so many people in this movie, but there's so little blood, which is always shocking to me. But they kill. Like I was watching, it was just like
there was a bit more blood than I was expecting for a PG movie. Even like when he shoots Geoffrey Rush, or
still Disney though.
True. But it was a few things like, oh, this is
really the only part I remember is when they kill Geoffrey Rush and he's like starts bleeding out of his chest. That's the only blood, like proper blood I remember.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of blood stains.
The slicing of hands.
The slicing of the hand, yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, like they're stabbing and cutting people's heads off and shit, and there's no splatter, no nothing. Nobody's in pools of anything.
So this actually perfectly leads to my next
pools of blood.
Was this a kids movie? I know it's Disney.
It was, yes.
Was it a kids movie?
No, yeah, they started a whole franchise.
I don't think it
started one, but was it when it was made though?
Well, this is one of the early movies where they're just like, we are gonna pick this abstract thing and we are going to make a movie out of it. And everyone's just like, you can't make a movie out of that. You know, it's like The Social Network and the Lego movie and all that kind of stuff. When you first heard, they're like, how the fuck are you making a movie out of Legos? Like, that's crazy. That doesn't make any sense. This was one of the early ones of those. You're just like, a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. It's a ride at a theme park. You're nuts.
The Rock won't do this for 20 years.
Yeah. So for me, the movie isn't really for kids. I think it's for the parents of those kids who took them to the ride at the theme park. That's what I think it's for. But it's a Disney movie, so they got to keep it at a certain level no matter what.
Mm-hmm. There's no swearing, right? Like there's no
no.
Fuck you, Barbossa, and my
bleep
is bleep, and you're bleeping bleep.
Except for putting Keira Knightley into like, oh wait, I did write something down. There was a scene where Geoffrey Rush threw Keira Knightley at the crew, and he's about to like have at her. Like, was that a gang rape scene?
Oh
like,
yeah.
Oh my god! I was like, good god.
Yeah. Like Michael Eichner was like, no, pull it.
No, but the thing is, technically it was not a gang rape scene because as you find out, because they've taken the Aztec gold or whatever, their sexuality and their food cravings are not ever satiated, so they don't get pleasure in anything, so they don't bother with her.
But why were they so like
they were so excited
if they didn't?
They were gonna rip her clothes off.
Because
at worst she'd be sexually assaulted.
Hello. But remember, what he said was when they get the Aztec gold back, she was going to be one of their prizes left over.
So it was deferred raping.
Deferred raping, exactly.
Cool.
Exactly.
Later. Oh, okay. Yeah. So
yes.
Okay, that actually makes us quite not a child's movie.
No,
I found myself.
But it's a reference that a kid wouldn't understand. So
it is a reference that a kid wouldn't. But there's lots of actual kids movies that have tons of references that kids will not get.
Oh,
and it's
100%.
for the parents who have to take them to watch the movie.
But they're not so gross as that. Typically, I hope.
That's kind of bad.
Yeah,
I'm not allowed in movie theaters anymore because of the incident, so I don't know, but I have to assume.
Okay. You know what's really funny? I know you're saying a joke, but knowing you, I'm just like, there probably was an incident, and I'm not going to ask what it was.
I will volunteer it.
No, you're not.
I once used my popcorn container to pee in because I didn't want to go to. No, I'm kidding. This is not done. This has not happened. I was trying to steal the BoJack Horseman Jerry Maguire joke, but I
don't remember that. But Tracy would get it.
I didn't want to miss it. He peed in the movie theater during Jerry Maguire because he only.
Yeah. I've still never seen Jerry Maguire, and I have no interest in watching it.
I haven't seen it for years. This is VHS days and double tapes where one of them was compelling, the other one was boring. So Titanic, you only put in the second tape because
that's when the good stuff happens.
Yeah, all the fun shit happened. No one wants to watch.
But I feel like Jerry Maguire is one of those movies that is probably aged really badly.
Oh yeah, it's so bad.
Oh yeah. Oh,
again, the entire plot of the movie is about white savioring of a black.
It's like Love Actually. It's
like La La Land, except for it's even worse somehow.
The other movie Adam knows.
By the way, audience, if you want to talk to me about my opinions on La La Land, email me because I will fuck you up.
Wow.
Yeah, I have nothing good to say about that.
Brett, name Tracy's audience.
I must admit, so I went to go see La La Land, and as soon as the first song started, I almost walked out of the theater.
And I couldn't because it was 8 other people.
Fucking hate that song while they're on the highway. I wanted to fight everybody. No, that song made me so mad.
Oh, come on. That song's not that bad.
And how is every character so unlikable? How do you do that? There should be acting classes
once I
about
got
this.
Past that first song, I kind of got into the movie, and then I got to the end of the movie, and I was just like, that was kind of bullshit.
And then sucked. He was an asshole. She was an idiot. And she was also an asshole, and he was also an idiot, and they should never have been together, and they should never even met. And when they met, they didn't even like each other, but they're gonna save jazz. Fuck you. Sorry.
But isn't that the whole point of the end of the movie when they don't end up together? Isn't that the whole point?
And that's the little bit the audience gets, hoping, praying that both Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling die miserable. And that's what I got from that movie.
Yes. Gotcha. So I feel like you liked it. Okay, got it.
Yeah. It was.
This is Adam liking a movie.
I will appreciate a bad movie like Plan 9. Mm-hmm. I will appreciate a mediocre to 8 out of 10 movie like Pirates of the Caribbean because it's being what it says it's being. I'm going to be a shitty B movie.
It's kind of a fun ride. Yeah.
I'm a blockbuster ride. Summer flick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But La La Land was just a fucking asshole. It
was pretentious, is what it was.
Pretentious and not well acted. Not if you're a musical, but your leads don't dance or sing. Fine. You're a romantic comedy, but you're not likable leads. Fine. What are you then? You can't be I can't do this, so I'm this. I can't do this, so I'm that.
It upsets me because what you're saying is wrong, but I don't want to defend this movie because I don't like it that much.
I saw this movie in theaters with Adam, and I haven't heard the end of it since. I should have known he would bring up this movie. Next, he'll bring up Moonlight. Moonlight's the next one he'll bring up.
No. Oh my god. Okay. I know we like
Moonlight.
No, we'll save that one for the next time.
Yeah. My
Can
very last
a La La Land Moonlight crossover. I don't know for Adam.
I will get so fucking canceled if I do that. My very last point about the Pirates of the Caribbean, which apparently this is about. It's been a while. Do they ever explain how in the subsequent movies how Hector Barbosa is just back? Do they ever be
I don't know.
Well, the thing that frustrated me about Barbosa's death in this movie is, so if there is coins out of the thing because they stole it, sold it, whatever, they're getting it. They can't die, essentially, right? And the thing is, if you get stabbed or shot or whatever, nothing happens to you. Whatever. You just keep going, doing whatever. Now, at the end, where they're by the chest, Jack Sparrow shoots him, then they put the coin back in the thing. So shouldn't he have been fine?
But like he shoots him. Oh, you'd be like, why did he like step back and stagger for like the effect or like?
No. The sequence of events, if you watch the movie, is they're fighting each other. So they have the coin by the chest or whatever. Will Turner has the coin by the chest, and you have Barbossa and Jack Sparrow are fighting each other. Then Jack Sparrow shoots Barbossa, so he feels the impact of the bullet. So he steps back. I do love that line. He's like, whatever, you know.
We got to say that line. Wait, you carried around this gun with one shot for 10 years,
and that's how you use your bullet.
Or you wasted your bullet. Oh,
yes.
It's great. Like, it's obvious what's happened, but it's I don't know, Geoffrey Rush delivers that line. It's awesome.
He delivers it perfectly. But the thing is,
he taught the king how to speak.
The coin is not in the thing yet, so he is still immortal.
True.
But then it gets dropped in, and then he starts to bleed. That doesn't make any sense because then his whole crew, from like injuries that they've just recently had, because they've all been slashed and cut and stabbed like within those seconds, would have just bled out and fell apart. So it doesn't make any sense.
Well, mine's a little bit long, like a little bit past this, like a few minutes. It's like, why do they all suddenly surrender? Because like they're all going to be hung.
But so how well?
They're dead in a few days. Like they should have fought better instead of doing sword fights.
In all fairness,
run in and like stab people because you can't be hurt. It's
in the movie. Up to this point, they had not successfully hung anyone.
Oh yeah, it's true. There's always
so they probably thought their odds were pretty good.
Good point.
So that was my question.
As I understood that scene, though, the curse takes effect when one of the 888 pieces of Aztec gold is taken from the cache, and so after Orlando Bloom shit goes in, everyone's cured of the curse. But then Johnny Depp's character, what's his name? Oh, Jack Sparrow. His character, being part of the original crew, picks one up and steals it. So the curse is back in effect because all the pieces are not together. So it's back in effect. And I'm trying to remember the timeline of when the fight happened to make this make sense.
No, but the problem is not the Johnny Depp character. I understand why he is not affected because he's now taken the gold, so he is now part of the crew's curse. I am talking about what the specific point when he shoots Barbossa, because when he shoots Barbossa, the coins are not in the thing, right? They're not.
So why is one impacted and not the other?
Yeah, so why is Barbossa bleeding when he was shot before the last coin was put in? He shouldn't be bleeding. He should have wasted his bullet and had to have been stabbed again or something.
But I thought Barbossa coup de grace Johnny Depp, and then he's the zombie guy, and then he reveals the coin with his blood on it and drops it in, and then No, he gets shot before the coin gets dropped in the thing. Really?
Yeah.
Well, then this movie is not scientifically accurate.
Yeah, this is the thing that gets to me.
Audience, please email Tracy Gore Verbinski's email. We will solve this.
Well, this is so.
Get a restraining order.
Wait, sorry, wait a minute. So, we've seen these undead corpses get stabbed. Mm-hmm. If they suddenly became mortal and the sword was right through them, right? When they're immortal, it doesn't hurt them. They're fine. They can,
Yeah.
But if you suddenly become mortal and there's a sword through you, wouldn't that kill you? So if the bullet stops in the body.
Hold on. If there is a physical sword that is longer than your body and half of it's sticking out here and half of sticking out here,
fine. But yes, even just halfway in. Even just halfway
if you're being
in.
shish kebabbed.
But so if I pull it out and that's when you become something mortal, that's gonna rip out that's gonna fuck up everything.
No, but if you're stabbed and you pull out the sword and then you become mortal, that stab wound isn't killing you, right? Because we've already seen Barbosa be stabbed and shot and all that kind of stuff. So why is this one bullet? There's clearly going to be other bullets in his body. It must have stayed in his heart, his immortal heart, and it's stuck there, and his body hasn't spit it out yet. And when he becomes mortal, it starts to bleed and kill him. Yeah, but his physical body wouldn't have a hole in it, though.
I just don't think pulling out as a method of safety is ever going to work.
Yeah, you got to wrap that shit up.
Yeah.
Adam, I wouldn't have 4 kids if I lived by that method.
And one day the government will let you see them.
One day. I am just going by the rules laid out by the movie up until that point. So
I don't remember that scene enough to the order. Like I've seen the movie a lot. Like it made sense though. I thought.
To me, it did not make sense.
Okay.
To me, he would have had to have been like, drop it in there and then shoot him. Then it would have worked. But he shot him, then dropped the thing in, and I'm like, he should be fine.
This is why I love Tracy. She finds these little things in movies, and we'll talk about it for hours. Even if I disagree or think it's silly, I love talking about it.
Well, because look, I can accept everything in the movie up until that because everything else in the movie followed the rules put down by the movie.
Yeah.
But this thing is one major rule that the whole movie's based on. And
I see where you're coming from. Yeah.
They balk at it. So
are we all going back to watch this immediately after this podcast? Because I don't. Tracy, I feel is smarter than both of us in terms of movies, especially with continuity. But like, I was fucking making notes. I did not see this.
That was one of the notes. That's one of the notes I put down because I watched it and I was like, no, I have to remember this because this is not right. Like, this is wrong. Really? Yes. And my last note for this movie, I'm like, Will's hat at the end really is ridiculous.
And fantastic.
It is not a good hat.
I'm going to pause everyone now. It's not what? It's fabulous. You bitch.
But I do find it funny that everybody else in the movie, like everybody else in that scene, agreed because he passed a bunch of people. Everybody's just like pushing that stupid feather out of their face. They're like, what the fuck is happening? So I thought that was great about it. But yes, that hat was ridiculous. Yes, or fabulous, whichever.
It was the most compelling part of Orlando Bloom's performance. Absolutely.
It brought a tear to Adam's eye.
Because that pretty white boy cannot act.
No, he can't.
No.
Also, I find it funny that the monkey was cursed as well. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, he must have tucked some gold into his pocket or something.
Something. Well,
he's a pirate monkey. He's gonna do that.
One thing I found out is that there is a post-credit scene in this movie where the monkey is still alive and he goes back and he takes a coin again and turns back into a zombie monkey.
Yeah, and so like I'd seen this movie in theaters and I've like watched it. Like I have it on Blu-ray. I'm the guy that did that.
Damn.
I just got a regular DVD.
I did not know this.
Yeah. And obviously in Disney Plus, and like I have watched them like after I watched my, Avengers sequence. I have my Pirates cooldown, but I never get to the cutscene, and I'd never seen this before in like 10 or 12 viewings.
Yeah.
And oh shit! Does that explain why Barbossa's alive?
I don't
didn't see the cutscene. Can you describe it to me in the audience, please?
It's literally they go back into like the cave where the chest of Aztec gold is.
Yeah.
And you see the monkey, he's still alive. He comes out of the water. He goes up to the chest and like takes a coin and he walks back into like the moonlight and he's like, zombie-ish again or whatever. And then he just screeches and then it goes black. That's it.
So in the subsequent movies, is he zombie monkey or is he monkey monkey?
I don't.
Oh, so Monkey Monkey might be my new nickname.
I don't.
So that would make sense. So the curse is lifted. He's human. He's dying. He wakes up. His last grasp of breath maybe is to grab a coin and becomes immortal again.
Yeah, but that also doesn't make any sense because they have broken the curse. the next set of people to come to the chest are the ones that would accept the curse again. So when the monkey comes and takes a coin, it doesn't affect the whole ship or the people that were there. It's a new curse being put on whoever takes the money. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I feel that we're holding Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, to a slightly higher standard than Plan 9 from Outer Space. In terms of continuity.
It's true.
And just general logic.
Well, I mean, because...
Is that okay? Like,
I think that's okay.
I don't know.
No, because this movie actually has like a script and a plot and a storyline. You can figure out what's going on.
Apart from the last part, I agree that I think that Plan 9 had those two, or at least someone meant to bring it, but then lost them.
Yeah, but if they were lost, they're not there. Therefore, they don't exist. Done.
Of the two films, what did you enjoy watching more?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
I hate to admit it. Yeah, I actually it reminded me how much I liked the movie.
Yeah.
I will say it was an easier
Depp.
Watch because, there was an actual story that was.
It was tougher.
I know stuff happened, but I had fun, knowing I was going to be on this podcast, just writing down the bullshit.
My problem with Plan 9 that there was just too much stuff, and I kind of just gave up.
They packed in so much bad into a 78-minute movie.
I just reread my notes, and I should have brought this up during the Star Trek talk, but Tortuga. It reminded me of a Klingon bar. It's like they walk in, people just fighting, they're trying to talk, people are being thrown over each other. I'm like, this is just like a Klingon bar.
In Star Trek, how often are sex workers prominently featured? Because
there's Orion slave girls pretty regularly, and they are essentially used as sex workers. Yes.
I am not fully familiar with the seedy underbelly of the Star Trek universe.
You have definitely not watched Deep Space Nine.
I have not.
Or Enterprise.
I know Gene Roddenberry for sure has binders of material on this somewhere. But
there have been so many books written on every tiny ass aspect of that show.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually crazy.
And Archer's wrist is very tired. For both writing and reacting to it.
Hey, I fell off a ladder. Comedy.
But I mean, I think overall, I'm kind of happy I have both of these movies. I mean, I know I shit on Plan 9 if I want to say it really bad, but I know it's supposed to be that bad. So it doesn't hurt my feelings. So I'm okay with it.
What prompted you to purchase Plan 9 from Outer Space?
I already said this.
I've done the same thing. I used to own it.
So despite knowing about I've known about the movie for a long time, but it was not until the episode Hollywood AD on the X-Files when Mulder was like, this is my favorite movie and he's watched it 42 times. That's when I was just like, I have to watch this movie now. And then I got it. And then I watched it. And that was it. Because I had to know. I just had to know. It was a weird thing.
And having watched it, has your opinion on Mulder lessened?
Lessened? No. It doesn't. If you are a fan of the X-Files and you know the X-Files and you know the character, this actually deepens your understanding and deepens the world around him compared to ruining the character in any way.
After Mulder leaves a porn bar, a porn theater.
So I got interested all again.
No, he doesn't leave. He doesn't go to porn bars. He calls the phone numbers.
No, but there's an episode where
Archer
bored and he calls Scully and he's sitting outside a porn theater. He definitely goes into them.
Archer, for our audience, can you describe what you think a porn bar is?
Sorry, I meant porn theater.
No. My question stands. Describe a porn bar.
Fireman 7, I don't know. Just playing constantly.
It's just called a place called the Ramrod.
Ramrod. It's also
I have a degree from them.
Fan bar.
I don't know. But yes, no, I like the X-Files, and it was just one of those things where I was just like, oh my God. But there was also the other episode that always frustrated me was the Christmas episode where they exchange gifts to each other. And so Mulder gives Scully like a square wrapped up something. So it could be like a DVD, it could be like a book, it could be whatever. There's like an idea of what it could be. The problem is
from Rise of 7.
You never find out what they, because the scene ends with them starting to open it, but the camera pulls out the window and you never see what it is. But the thing is, what Scully gives Mulder is in like, it's wrapped like one of those Christmas poppers. Yeah. So it's like a tube with like the thing on the end, and you're just like, what is that supposed to be? What do like you think they gave each other as gifts? Yeah. And that's always bothered me. I'm like, no idea.
Syphilis.
Syphilis. It'd be gonorrhea.
I'm a little, yeah, Mulder. Both are probably cromulent.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Wow. The
it's been a while since I watched.
Flying. Yes. Love it.
Oh, did you watch X-Files, Adam?
I did. I haven't watched the reboot, and I honestly haven't watched an episode.
Season 10 is horrible. Season 11 is great. It's fine.
Cool. I haven't seen an episode in years and years and years. I just remember like making fun of like the fact that every episode Dana Scully is proven why extraterrestrials exist, and then the next episode she's like, I don't believe this.
Yeah, but sometimes it has nothing to do with extraterrestrials.
But you know what I mean? Like sorry, like the whole like what's the word I'm looking for? Like the whole like the truth is out there concept, and she's like the whole thing is like Mulder's super into it, and she's resistant, and she's the science, and she's the sober second thought, and then every episode she's proven to be wrong, and the next episode it's like, no, there has to be something else to this. Like,
no, but it's
last
not.
Week, like,
it's not even that she doesn't believe it. It's actually that, like, each case she takes it as a scientific method, and she's like, "This is different than last week, so this has to be proven."
You are a Scully apologist.
No, but this is one of the reasons why when you get to like season 7 and 8, and Mulder disappears, and then you got T-1000 showing up, and then all of a sudden she turns into a Mulder, and she's like believes everything automatically, and all of a sudden you're just like, you've just ruined this character.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. But like character development wise, that made the most sense. Like the output was awful, but like the willingness of suspension of disbelief goes away the third time. The first season was 22 fucking episodes. Like, come on. Like, like you can't well, this never happens except for like last week and then 3 weeks ago and 7 weeks ago. And in that double episode we did. Like, girl, come on. Like,
it's true. But if you pay attention, especially the alien episodes, except for like the Elsmire Flask, which is like the last episode of the first season with like Deep Throat gets killed and they kidnap Mulder and all this kind of stuff.
Spoilers, that's the first time. Jesus.
Come on.
I'm fucking kidding.
like it's she doesn't really see the aliens, like the actual aliens, not just like the weird anomalies and like what like the fluke man and all that kind of stuff, but like the actual aliens. She doesn't actually get to see them or interact with them, right? It's always Mulder at some point in time, and it's a whole thing. No, I understand
the dynamic between them is stretched past the point where it's believable to me.
But but I think too, there's a certain point with like a couple or a friendship or whatever where you continue acting a certain way because that's how they know you, and that's how the best way for you to interact with them. Like, because as the series goes along, their interaction with each other gets lighter and more playful and all that kind of stuff.
That's how you justify it, because she's in love with him, and then she's like just
they're in love with each other, and they put it off for a very long time.
But like the way I view the series, at least like the OG first 4 or 5 seasons, is that
it'd
like
5,
it's Dana Scully knows that Fox Mulder is a psychopath, but is in love with him and just fucking plays with his mind. It's like, yeah, I'm there. I saw it. I wanted it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Smash me in Area 51, man, or whatever. Romantic couples say.
I won't say no. That's about right. So yeah, no, they just fight it. That's all it is. But no, I love their dynamic. I love the show. The way it's written. Yes, there's boring episodes like with everything, but most of it's kind of great.
And then she became Margaret Thatcher. So
she did.
There you go.
A hot Margaret Thatcher.
Okay, no one's
never thought it was possible.
No one's gonna join you on that journey because
not with this audience.
She was clearly playing a 70-year-old who was a monster. But
yes, yes, terrible person.
Yes. I like Gillian Anderson. She's fantastic.
Yeah, like I've the things I've loved her the most in is not the X-Files, which is weird because like Margaret Thatcher's was it Sex Education?
Sex Education, she was fantastic in that, yeah.
Yeah, and then like Dana Scully, great character, but like she's second fiddle to what's his face a little bit there. But
especially the Red Speedo episode.
Yep. That made Archer gay.
Oh, it's good stuff, I tell you. It's good stuff. I love rewatching that show. Up to season 7, then I skip to the end, and then that's it. It's fine. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's so downhill after that.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of being after The Simpsons on Sunday nights.
Yeah. The funny thing is, it started out on Friday nights, and then it got really popular, and they moved it to Sunday so more people could watch it.
Yeah.
And then it became incredibly not popular, and just like, that cancel.
Yeah. Well, and then they did like the spinoff, like Millennium and
the Lone Gunman.
The Lone Gunman that only lasted like a season, and then they killed the Lone Gunman. I'm like, you didn't need to kill them, but come on.
Wait, when did they kill them?
They killed the Lone Gunman in the Lone Gunman.
It was to discourage future episodes.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why.
I'm pretty sure I watched it because I was so obsessed with the X-Files back then.
Oh, I watched all of it. Yeah, so did I. Yeah. I did not watch Millennium though, but there was like a crossover episode to end Millennium, which happened, on the Millennium. So.
I remember Chris Carter made a show called Strange Luck, where a guy would go to a bar and like he'd always win the lottery ticket and pay for his coffee and food. I definitely watched that.
What show is that? I don't know that one.
Yeah, again, only lasted a season or maybe a season.
Strange Luck.
I think that's what it was called. It was just like what was the premise of the show?
Is it with DB Sweeney?
I don't remember his name.
A photographer suffers from strange luck and is the victim of both good and bad coincidences that involved him in the problems of others.
Yeah.
It says creator is Carl Schaefer.
Oh, damn it. I swear. I thought that was a Chris Carter show. Second. Stupid new IMDb.
I don't know why, but for like a while, I watched. What is up with his? Oh my God! Did he get in an accident?
Maybe he was just.
I really like DB Sweeney, like a lot of things, like The Cutting Edge, Fire in the Sky, all that kind of stuff. I love.
Oh yes.
Back in the day.
That is definitely the actor. Yeah, The Second State, Fire in the Sky.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was in like. Oh no, that's the new stuff. But no, if you see a picture of him now, it looks like he may have been in like an accident or had like a stroke or something.
Oh.
Unless he just like messed up his face too early, which a lot of people do.
True, especially like maybe like lower actor. I'd say lower actor.
Yeah, like well, I mean, he was considered kind of like a B movie actor. He wasn't considered like. But yeah, every time I saw like DB Sweeney, I'll watch that. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, I same thing because Fire in the Sky was always on my Fox affiliate or whatever. Like when I was growing up, like on cable. And
yeah, Fire in the Sky actually freaked me out when I first watched it. I was just like, "What?"
But it's like 10 minutes of the alien stuff, and it's so much more of not that.
Well, because it's mostly like he gets kidnapped, and then everybody not believing him is like the rest of the time. Yeah. That's all it is. Yeah. That one and of course Cutting Edge. Cutting Edge is my favorite. Topic. That's it. I love that movie. That movie's great.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think that one was maybe he was like one of the producers or something of it.
I swear, I always thought Strange Luck was Chris Carter. Might be wrong.
God, you're the worst. directed. He's not one of the directors. He's not one of
he's not a producer. Then I was wrong.
Writing credits where the producers listed.
So since I was wrong, I demand this be cut out.
He's also not a producer.
Damn it.
If Tracy has to edit every time we've been wrong out of this podcast, this is just Tracy and Adam joint.
Mark Motherbow did the music for this show, though.
Oh, who also did an episode of X-Files? So that's why the connection. I don't know who that is.
Really?
Sorry.
He's a guy who does music for stuff.
Okay, good for him.
That is
he did a lot of music for like a lot of the Wes Anderson movies and things.
Oh,
and he was
okay.
He was the guy who was part of. Isn't he the one that was part of Devo? Yeah, he was one of the people in Devo.
It's like orchestral, like 74 people scoring a single scene in a Wes Anderson movie kind of thing.
Yeah, he also did Cloudy with a Chance to Meatball. So
bringing it back to my work. Oh, sorry,
never heard it. Oh shit! Now you're redacted, bitch.
He also did Thor Ragnarok as well.
He
composed Cocaine Bear. He did the music for Cocaine Bear.
Oh my god, we're bringing it back around.
We're bringing it back around.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. Let me end this. Okay, I'm gonna do the closer. One second, then we'll be done. Okay. Well, Adam, Sean, thank you so much for being on the show this week. It has been a pleasure.
It's been fun.
Thanks so much for having me.
I think I might have to have you back, Adam, possibly, unless I get a lot of hate mail or anything.
Oh, you will. And next time I'll watch the movie.
It'll be Adam going into cafe bars to write it under different email addresses. So you can't track it back.
Well, that's it for this episode of Off My Shelf. Until next time, you can follow along on Instagram and Twitter at ohmyshelf, or you can send an email to ohmyshelf@gmail.com. On the next episode, we'll be talking about Predator and Pretty in Pink. Hope you'll be here to listen.